Yeah. No. 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 Yeah.
What up, y'all?
Welcome back, Weenie.
Happy Friday. Doing that for the new year. Let them rain. How was y'all New Year, man? How did everybody enjoy their New Year's? I know I was MIA, but, you know, I had company over. We had a blast. You know, playing games, drinking, all that stuff. I don't even know the last time I went out somewhere for New Year's, but, yeah, my shit is staying inside, drinking as much as I want to, and staying safe. So I do not go out for New Year's, but how y'all New Year's was? And again, happy Friday. Shout out, who's in here? Not me for. Shout out to you. Shout out to Rasta. We got Josh, James, Albert. Albert starting the stream off the right way with the $15 super chat. What's good, Albert? What's good, Logix? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. W's for Albert in the chat, man. Setting the stream off right. We're going to have a good one. You feel me? Shout out to Star Fox. Logix look like he only here because he being who? Nah, I'm excited. I am not looking like I want to be here because I have to. I'm excited. I ain't do no content for the past 2 days, so no, I'm ready to get to it, man. I'm ready, especially because first thing we getting into is the Birdman. You know, I always enjoy his videos, so yeah, we got some stuff to get to. We're gonna do the Birdman's new exposing the grift. I think a good segue from that is Eric July, another, Happy New Year, Tyrone. Thank you. Eric July, another anti-woke, media grifter guy. He did a video on tokenization, and I'm interested to see what he has to say because he's like a black comic creator. He has his own comic book called The Rippaverse, I think, or something like that. I think it's like a black hero. Haven't read it. To my understanding, it's not that successful, but success is subjective. It'd be interested to see what he has to say about tokenization as being a black comic creator. And then I'm sure some of y'all may know this podcast, but if not, you will find out today. The Necessary Conversation, which is this podcast about this family, this son and daughter who are liberals, and they have MAGA parents. And every week they get together and debate what's going on in politics and news for that week. And the parents are so MAGA that it's painful. It's insane. So if you haven't seen it, get it. It's gonna be funny. Elbert, so I'm assuming you saw the video. I'm interested to see. Happy New Year, Janae. Janae is a goated mod, y'all. Ack and Drake got caught up in the RICO. I haven't looked into that, man. I haven't looked into that too much. Okay, Albert. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm not surprised. That's why I wanted to see. I'm like, what is he gonna say about tokenization? Yeah, but I haven't looked into that Star Fox. I don't know what's. I saw something about RICO. I just be so over Drake news, man. It's like I don't even be caring. Cause to be honest, if he not putting out no music, I damn near don't care. You know what I'm saying? Brelly Ghost, where are you on the political spectrum? You'll find out if you watch the content. Mr. KP, I posted about Necessary before. They're crazy. Yeah, man. I've been watching Necessary Conversation for a while. I've been listening to them. I just never got the chance to get cover them on my stream, but I've been wanting to. So this was a perfect chance because I found something not too long from them, and plus I didn't have too much other stuff that I felt that was more pressing. So we're gonna get to them tonight. Yes, their dad is insane. The dad is insane. Y'all won't believe it. You would think that it's staged. You would think that none of it's real, but I'm convinced that this family is real. So we ain't gonna waste no time though. So let's get to it. The Birdman, he has done a new Exposing the Grift video, and it's called Exposing the Grift, Context and Charlie Kirk. Boy, oh boy, I don't know if this is going to be like talking around Charlie Kirk or directly to all of the stuff he said where people be talking about context. Should be very interesting. I've done my own videos debunking all this out of context stuff with Charlie Kirk. It was a Stevie Knight video. It was before the ABBA and Preach debate where I debunked Stevie Knight trying to debunk people that was debunking Charlie Kirk. Yes, that makes sense. So, yeah, there's no out of context with Charlie Kirk. And I'm assuming that's what Birdman is going to get to. And yeah, let's get to it, man.
About 6 years ago now, I streamed The Last of Us Part 2, a game I was more or less enjoying up until the ending of the game, where the events kept getting more annoying as they went along until I...
Yes! Oh my God. I be feeling like I'm so out of place when people don't understand my frustration with this game. Oh my God. Somebody sees me. Jesus. People misconstrue a good game versus like a good story. When I tell people like, yes, The Last of Us 2 plays immaculately. It's fun. You know, it's an improvement on what we last had. The story is shit. The story is fucked up. The story ruined characters. And it's just as you keep going, it just gets out of hand.
Reached the climax of the game and, well, this was my reaction.
What?
Thank you, Albert. Yes, the ending is annoying.
No. No. That's not happening. She just bit your finger.
Yes, the first one is perfect.
Take him.
What?
And I just want to go on record and say, if I could find the clip, maybe it's somewhere in my content before. No, I wasn't making content, but I said it on like Facebook or something. I might find it and post it if I can find it. I said before this game came out that it didn't need to be made because it was going to ruin a good story. I said this game did not need to exist except to just make money because the story was perfect and we did not need anything else. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't know that, brother.
Are you kidding me? She's letting her go? That's not the end of the game. That can't be.
Yes, Rasta. Thank you. You're my witness, Rasta. I said this game did not need to exist. Like,
the fuck.
Because even the technical improvements on The Last of Us 2 weren't like this dramatic upgrade from the first game. If I handed somebody that never played either one of these games to just play it, mechanically they feel the same for the most part. Ain't no part 3, KP. I hope not.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a waste of my time. That was a waste of my fucking time.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that by the end of the game, I was not very happy. This game touches on a fairly salient issue in our society, and that is the cycle of violence. In this game, which is a sequel to a game I absolutely love, the protagonist's adoptive father is killed because of actions he took in the previous game. In that game, the man, Joel, was to take this girl, Ellie, to a group of people who knew about her immunity to a pathogen that has caused a zombie apocalypse, and they would engineer a cure from her biology. The problem was that doing this would kill Ellie, something Joel didn't know.
Take me to her.
You don't have to worry about her anymore. We'll take care
I
of her.
worry. Just let me see her, please.
You can't. She's being prepped for surgery.
The hell do you mean, surgery?
The doctors tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune. Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
But it grows all over the brain.
It does.
His voice different because when he's narrating, he's trying to, give off a narrative vibe versus when he's just playing the game, he's just talking normal, Like voice acting, you're not going to talk normal when you voice acting.
Find someone else.
There is no one else.
Listen, you were gonna show me where...
Stop. I get it. But whatever it is you think you're going through right now is nothing to what I have been through. I knew her since she was born. I promised your mother I would look after her.
Then why
Super curious how he's going to tie this in to the topic of Charlie Kirk.
are you letting this happen?
Because this isn't about me, or even her. There is no other choice here.
I'm curious. I don't know. I'm wondering if the tie-in is going to be Joel's actions in this moment created a domino effect of him being killed in the future. I don't know, but I don't know if there's a point in time where you could say Charlie Kirk did something to bring that upon himself. I'm super just guessing. I don't know, but just, I guess maybe what you put out into the world could come back to you. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that bullshit.
After spending a significant amount of time with this young girl, Joel grew attached and protective of her, and having lost his own daughter 20 years prior, Joel did what any protective
20 years? It was that much time? Damn, that was like 10.
father might do when faced with the death of another daughter. He killed everyone in the building, including the doctor preparing to operate on Ellie.
Sweet Jesus.
Doctor?
What are you doing in here? I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
Animal!
Carrie, shut the hell up.
Didn't you have the option to kill these people? Not the doctor, yes, but I felt like you didn't have to kill these people. I don't remember.
Please. I don't want to die. Oh, God.
Come on, baby girl.
That was so petty. They said, I believe you. Psych, bitch.
Oh, shit.
This action caused a chain reaction where the daughter of the
reaction.
doctor Joel killed, Abby, sought revenge, and at the beginning of the sequel, Joel met his demise right in front of Ellie.
Oh shit.
Also, I knew Joel was gonna die too. I was like, they're gonna kill Joel. Didn't know they was gonna do it like that, but I'm like, they're gonna
dickhead?
kill Joel in that second game.
Get her down! Get off me! Get her hands! Get the fuck off me!
You got her. Look, you got her. Okay?
You're gonna fucking die!
You're done.
You want what I want, right?
End it. Now.
Joel, get up. Joel, fucking get up. Please stop. Please don't shoot. Joel, please get up. No!
Damn, he spit on him. Everyone in this room's gotta die. Everyone.
Naturally, Ellie sought to avenge Joel's death, and so goes the cycle of violence. The Last of Us Part 2's answer to this was to have Ellie break that cycle and choose not to kill Abby when she had the opportunity to do so, a decision that turned many of the players sour, myself included. I don't think we were upset with the conclusion by the writers of the game. I think we can all agree that the cycle of violence is very
The conclusion is not bad. It's the way they got there is what was ridiculous.
real, and that it takes a strong person to
it
truly
didn't make
forgive
sense.
and break that cycle. Rather, we were upset that the game's conclusion was haphazard and didn't logically follow through to its conclusion. The majority of the game is spent killing hordes of people in Ellie's quest for revenge, including a pregnant character, dogs, and Abby's entire friend group. But at the moment where
Looked like
players had
Lana.
spent 20 plus hours struggling to get to, the game removes agency from the player and, in our opinion, makes the entire quest pointless.
Yep.
Choosing not to kill Abby in that moment was
It's like killing all of these other people. Why? To just not kill Abby at the end. It's like, well, why do us all the other people?
Ellie choosing to forgive Abby for killing Joel, but apparently Abby's friends didn't deserve that same forgiveness from the game's creators. Oh, and the cycle of violence will very likely continue anyway, given Ellie killed many, many people on her way to finding Abby, but I guess all of that doesn't count because
doesn't
those
matter.
people weren't main characters.
Exactly.
Anyway, my point with all of this is that I personally agree with stopping the cycle of violence in the vast majority of cases, but I also think that if your commitment to ending violence depends entirely on who the victim is, then you never believed in ending it at all. So let's talk about Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
3 months ago, I released a video titled Exposing the Grift, Kang Min Lee Got Fired.
Crazy
the overall
intro.
point of that video was to show how heinous of a person Lee really is and to laugh at his downfall, as he is truly an evil person that deserved to lose his job. It wasn't about differences of opinion here. This guy is actually evil. Out of all the people I've covered in this series, and I have covered some truly heinous individuals, Kang Min Lee is easily the biggest scumbag I've talked about. Unlike people like the Critical Drinker, Lee doesn't attempt to hide his disdain for other groups of people, as he has openly attacked black people, other Asians, Jewish people, gay people, women, Muslims, you name it, this piece of garbage has done it. So I don't have any qualms about laughing at this person's misfortune. However, I do draw the line at wishing him physical harm. That is to say, if he were attacked or worse, I would not celebrate that, as I believe death is too final an event, and being that I'm an atheist, I do not believe in divine punishment.
Appreciate the bro Watts for the $5 super chat. Shout out first stream of 2026. Facts, bro. Appreciate it, big dog.
No, I think this person should have to answer to us, mortals, for his actions and be shunned from polite society. This can take many forms, but the best one I can think of is this person should be deplatformed so that his ideas do not spread and cause actual harm to real people. In other words, he should not be paid to spread hate and bigotry. This brings me to what happened to Charlie Kirk. First of all, fuck Charlie Kirk. And
Okay.
and Turning Point USA. I think he was a piece of shit with terrible views, and he couldn't actually debate
Damn, I guess the gunshots wasn't the best sound effect to use, was it? Shit.
worth a damn, which is why he chose soft targets and almost never debated actual intellectuals that talked about those subjects for a living. And that's because the right wing are not concerned with arriving at the truth in debates and are just interested in seeing someone get owned, something Charlie was eager to provide them. This is one of the reasons I can't stand debates in the modern era.
I can never get with Birdman on this. I can never get with Birdman on this. I don't like the idea that shying away from debates is because maybe your interlocutor may be bad faith. I would say that if you know and you can prove that somebody's bad faith, then yes, you don't have to engage with them. But don't avoid debates all the time, because there's sometimes can be bad debates. You know what I'm saying? When you used to hoop, if you hoop, you didn't stop hooping because niggas used to hack. You'd be like, nah, niggas be hacking too much, so I'm just not gonna hoop. Like, no, you just don't play with them niggas that like to hack. You just stop playing with them. But you don't just dismiss the game as entirely because there's some people that don't engage with it in a good faith way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that he keeps trying to put the fact that, as even just because they be like on YouTube, if people don't want to have a real conversation, they just want to get dunks. They don't want to be good faith. You know, they lie. Like Charlie Kirk, that's why people talk about him. Like, you're not a good debater, bro. He's a liar. He deflects. He commits damn near every fallacy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the idea of just saying I'm not going to debate because there's some bad things that can come with it. Like, no.
His strategy of picking on young people who have not fully developed their opinions on the rather difficult topics he chose to talk about is the tactic of an anti-intellectual and a man afraid of looking like the idiot he actually was.
Yes.
And the moment he ran up against people that knew what they were talking about, this is what would happen to him.
Uh-oh.
At 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah, this... Mike Ben Glebe messed him up. Rashad, I hope he shows more than this. Rashad, on this debate, listen, y'all, for those that don't know, this debate night show, Charlie Kirk was actually talking to people that came prepared and probably and more competent than college students. He looked dumb in every single one. Like, there's not one debate night where Charlie Kirk was better than his interlocutor, period. And that's why he avoided people like Destiny and Sam Cedar. He didn't debate them. You know he couldn't debate Destiny. He never would. He just he ignored any interaction with Destiny. He completely ignored him. But what does he do? He goes on college campuses and posts him dunking on the college students. Even when he went to Oxford, he thought he was going to go to more college students, but them Oxford kids was ready for his ass. A lot of them, not all of them. A lot of them, Tilly got one up on him. That it was one professor up there that got one up on him. That little short white boy that got one up on him. Like, and then he hides. He usually hides the footage when he does get shitted on, like especially on the college tour debates. The Oxford ones, I think he couldn't avoid because it was too many. You know what I'm saying? So
We have tails. At 8 weeks, an embryo has tails. Do humans have tails, Charlie?
I'm sorry, what?
Serious question. Do human beings have tails?
I'm not exactly sure.
I think one day I'm going to go over his debate with Rashad Ritchie. He looked crazy in that debate. He looked crazy debating Rashad.
The essence of the
Do
question.
human beings have tails? Do you have a tail?
You know, I have never met anyone with a tail. I'm not exactly sure
Exactly. But
wisdom of the
fetuses have tails. Kind of proves that at that phase, they are not a human
No,
being.
Charlie Kirk is like 6. Yeah, he's like 6'5". He's tall.
They got tails. Humans don't have tails. We're not dinosaurs. Let me even show you a photo, if I may, okay? Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This,
Without a doubt.
PTJ.
without a doubt,
Yes.
this is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is
Without
a
a
human
doubt.
being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin, in life, do you confuse dolphins for human babies often?
So let me
You
ask
go to
you a
SeaWorld
question.
and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium.
Oh yes, he's
Well, you
like
labeled it as a
6'5"
human
or
fetus.
6.
No, I did
yeah.
not.
Dishonest.
6'5"
no,
or
I did
6'4".
not. I didn't label it as anything.
Let me. But you.
Doesn't say human fetus on there.
Let me ask you a question though. So let's hold up those two pictures again.
Sure.
Is there a moral difference between the dolphin and the baby?
At this stage, no.
No,
you just,
no, no,
and
no,
you
no,
just
no.
confirmed that.
Let me ask you: a human and a dolphin.
It was an
is okay
abortion
to kill
debate.
one and not the other. Is there a difference morally between a human and a dolphin?
I mean, I don't like to kill dolphins, but when
Do you
they're
like
lit,
do you like to kill babies?
no, I don't.
As you can see, Charlie's tactics when losing a debate is a Mott and Bailey fallacy, to pivot and force his opponent to argue about something else
Chill,
entirely,
BTJ.
showing his intellectual dishonesty as well as a general lack of intelligence. In actual intellectual circles, Kirk was a joke that none of us took seriously, similar to Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, and Matt Walsh. They were all just right-wing
Goofies.
mouthpieces
Everybody
talking
a goofy.
shit, and their arguments were easily refuted, which is why they picked on unprepared college kids. But then some lunatic decided to end Charlie's life, and now he's apparently a martyr, with his creepy-ass wife doing tours like we're watching a real-life episode of The Boys. You can't tell me
Yo,
that.
I don't know if y'all been seeing the Erica Kirk memes, but they have been hilarious. Like somebody posted like this big New Year's celebration. It was just fireworks going off everywhere, and somebody gonna tag her and say, they said, "Okay, Erica girl, we get it," and it wasn't even her. It was just fireworks.
This doesn't look like something Vought prepared. It's uncanny. A couple of days after Kirk's death, I was doing a stream with my best friend, and the question of whether I thought Kirk deserved to die came up, and this is what I said.
Did I think Charlie Kirk deserved to die? I don't think. I mean, I think we all believe that certain people deserve to die. Like, for example, if, Mao, Pol Pot, Hitler, those guys were in front of you, and then there's a choice that you can make. You could press a button and they would die. I think we would all press that button. There are certain people that just like, we would agree. So I don't think the blanket statement of nobody deserves to die is accurate. Specifically about Charlie Kirk, I wouldn't have killed him. That's just like, as much hate as he has for black people, I personally wouldn't have killed him. But I'm not gonna be sad that the nigga's dead. Like, not even a tear. Okay, but no, I'm not gonna say that I wanted the nigga to die. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a little too far for me personally. But there are absolutely people that deserve to die in this plane of existence, or have deserved to die. I'm not just gonna say that Charlie Kirk was necessarily one of them. Like, my thing about that is that it just sets like something of a dangerous precedent.
Yeah. When you start justifying some people that's not doing the ultimate evil to die, that does set a bad precedent. Like, that's why, like, the right keeps trying to act like the left is like, yay. I mean, like, yay is just like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and just act like he was the Satan spawn. But I do think he was a pretty bad person. But I think a lot of people are bad people. But that don't mean they need to be unjustly taken out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like he said, the people he named, these mass, these dictators and just evil people that committed genocide and shit like that. Yeah, I think anybody can say, all right, you got to go. You have to go. But, people like Charlie Kirk, they ain't got to go. They just need to be proven the fuck wrong. You need to prove them the fuck wrong.
Because what if somebody you like gets smoked and then they justify, well, they did it
Exactly.
to Charlie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you like somebody, then it's like, well, they're trying to act like that's what's been going on before Charlie. But whatever.
It becomes a tit for tat situation, and that's good for nobody.
Happy New
but like
Year.
I said, there are some motherfuckers that do deserve the hammer, the hammer of dawn.
As you can see, despite everything I said about the guy, I am against what happened to Kirk because I don't believe in killing your political opponents and because it begets a cycle of violence. Anyway, Kang-min was fired for doing what he normally does, saying crazy shit on the internet, something we covered in that video. His excuse was that there were people celebrating and mocking Charlie's death, and therefore the things he said about them was justified. I remind you, Lee said that women should lose the right to vote over this. My response in that video was to show that people like Lee are complete hypocrites because they themselves relish in violence and the deaths of those they politically disagree with to score cheap political points all the time. These people, including Lee, make light of George Floyd's death with countless memes, jokes,
bowl cuts.
And social media posts justifying this derision because Floyd was apparently a career criminal, therefore he should have been killed and not afforded due process, and jokes about his...
And that's what's so crazy about all of this. They keep acting like because George Floyd committed crimes, therefore his death, who cares? Cool. And then when we say, well, we don't care that Charlie Kirk died, even though he may not necessarily commit a crime, but we don't care about him. How dare you? He was a father. He was a Christian. Christians don't die. What the fuck are we talking about? You're not immune to death because you're a Christian. But not only that, you would never find in any recent memory people on the left like saying that people should die before getting a fair trial, unless, to be fair, unless they committed some type of heinous crime. Like if y'all seen that the UPS robbery thing that's going on recently, I know that's been going viral. Like a lot of people just feel like, oh, them niggas, to me, no punishment is enough for them dudes that did that UPS crime. I know that shit killed me. But nonetheless, people on the left aren't trying to justify killing people on the street or the left was divided. But again, on the CEO, it's just kind of like, I don't care. These people like, yeah, kill him. George Floyd died, whatever. Or kill those drug dealers. I'm like, well, if y'all want to kill foreign drug dealers, why don't y'all have that same energy for drug dealers in your own country? Like, y'all are just salivating at murdering people. It's one thing where it's like somebody dies and you're like, whatever. But y'all are salivating at the thought of killing people that you don't like. And I just think that's where the difference is. Like, on the left, it's like, all right, you evil, you did evil shit. If you die, I ain't shedding a tear, i.e. Charlie Kirk. But y'all like, yes, kill drug dealers. Yes, kill illegal immigrants. I don't care what happened to them. Yes, send them to a prison where they could get raped and I don't care. Like, all this, like, just this inhumanity to everybody that's not a white American almost, because the Somalis is American, but they treating them like they ain't American. So it's just like... there is a difference in the behavior and how y'all view death and murder.
Murder are okay. But then we arrive at Paul Pelosi, the husband of the Democratic Speaker of the House in 2022, who was attacked by a deranged lunatic who believed in basically everything Kang-min Lee believes, including the lie that George Floyd died of a drug overdose, something the person who performed his autopsy already debunked during the trial.
What today remains your opinion as to the cause of death for Mr. Floyd?
So my opinion remains unchanged. It's what I put on the death certificate last June. That's cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement subdual restraint and neck compression. That was my top line then. It would stay my top line now.
More money.
Shout out to Elbert for the $12 super chat. What the right doesn't understand is that your death doesn't absolve you for how you live your life, and I agree. I'm not going to celebrate the man's death, even though Charlie Kirk is a piece of shit. Facts. Exactly. They act like because you die, that means now we have to revere you. No, bro. You do the way you die, the way you lived your life is how you're going to be remembered when you are not here anymore, bro. This shit is not finna change by any means.
And so if we look at the other contributing conditions, those other contributing conditions are not conditions that you consider direct causes. Is that true?
They are not direct causes of Mr. Floyd's death. That's true.
Yes, sir. Watts. This worked.
To that,
the sub one wasn't working. The money won't work.
At end, I then provided examples of Charlie Kirk's flippant nature towards political violence by showing him talking about that specific event. This clip caused at least 2 YouTubers that I know of to claim that I clipped Charlie Kirk out of context, and here we have arrived at the reason this video is titled this way. What is context? According to Merriam-Webster, context means the parts of a discourse that surround a word, phrase, or passage that help to explain its meaning. In other words, context is the surrounding information that tells you what something actually means instead of what something sounds like in isolation. This then means that taking something out of context is to do the opposite, or make a situation appear like something it actually isn't. To quote mine, in other words, something flat earthers, religious apologists, and right-wing ideologues are notorious for. Therefore, in order for something to have been taken out of context, restoring that context must fundamentally change the meaning of the original statement. For example, if you watch a video and someone plays someone saying, "This policy will fail," it's clear to the viewer that the speaker is saying a policy is doomed to fail. This implies the speaker doesn't believe in the policy at all and sees no redeeming qualities to that policy. However, if you play the entire clip, the quote then becomes, "This policy will fail if implemented without proper oversight." With this added context, you now can see that the speaker does actually believe the policy can succeed, it just needs the proper oversight. This is what it means for something to be taken out of context. When the proper context is restored, the meaning of the statement changes entirely. In the context,
that's such a good and simple example. And I wonder if you just showed that to anybody that says Charlie was out of context, they'll be like, he was still out of context.
of the video I made on Kangmin Lee, the claim was that I took Charlie's quotes out of their context to make it appear as if he was saying something he didn't mean. To that end, my detractors played a longer version of the same clip that I played. Take a listen.
Compared to the depraved gloating over the death of an innocent man.
Strange position to take there, Mr. Lee, when Charlie Kirk himself did exactly what you called these people psychopaths for. I mean, Kirk gleefully asked for a hero to bail out Pelosi's assailant.
If some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like 30 or 40,000 bucks. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers?
What I said almost every time you show Charlie in full context, it's worse. Like, when I saw this, I think he's avoiding speaking about Kino Flex. I think that's what he's avoiding. Oh, shit. Shout out to Zane for the $10 sticker. Appreciate you, Zane. I mean, it don't trigger a reaction, but y'all see it in chat. W's for Zane for the $10 sticker. I think he's avoiding speaking about Kino Flex. That's funny. But they are saying that the context is that he didn't really mean that they wanted to bail him out. But at the end of the day, Charlie was still pretty serious that he wanted to speak to the guy that hit his head and he wanted to bail him out. He didn't say like, no, I don't mean it. He didn't say, no, I'm joking, I don't mean that. He just said, we don't accept political violence. You know, yes, you don't agree with political violence, but that don't mean you didn't want to bail out this man and have a conversation with him.
Breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home. Why are we to blame for that exactly? And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like 30 or 40,000 bucks. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. I wonder what his bail is. They're going after him with attempted murder, political assassination, all this sort of stuff. I'm not qualifying it. I think it's awful. It's not right. But why is it that in Chicago, you're able to commit murder and be out the next day? Why is it?
Yeah, no, this is, oh my God, I get triggered all over again. Yeah, like he'd be lying. I talked about this in one of my videos too. Like, you're just lying. He was talking about the SAFE Act that we had in Chicago around like 2021 one, where the cashless bail stuff, it's not like you can murder somebody and you're out. No, it was the same thing. It's at the judge's discretion. And if you're probably likely to have committed a murder, the judge is not letting you walk the street the next day over cashless bail. That is just not happening. It really didn't change much, except for it gave people the opportunity, especially like the smaller crimes. But at the end of the day, it was still at the judge's discretion if you was to get bail. They tried to frame it as you could kill people and not go and then walk away. No.
That you're able to trespass, second-degree murder, arson, threat of public official, cashless bail. This happens all over San Francisco. But if you go after the Pelosi's, you're let out immediately. Got it. And I want to reiterate for all the degenerates that are watching that cover our story, we do not endorse political violence. We're a movement of peace,
Roy Vile,
and of truth. And we hope Paul Pelosi recovers.
Disregarding, for the moment, the false claims of Kirk's movement being one of peace, love, and truth, all this clip did was show a longer clip of him doing exactly what I said he did, which was gleefully ask for a hero to bail out Pelosi's assailant, which he said and then doubled down on in the longer clip. He literally tweeted this days before the clip we're talking about. You might ask, well, isn't the reason he's asking for Pelosi's attacker to be bailed out sarcastic because other criminals have been released on bail? To which I would respond,
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
welcome to the reason I put this clip in the video. Prior to this part of my video, I'd been making the point that these people are hypocrites.
Okay. Charlie Kirk said, telling how so many pastors were mad that George Floyd overdosed but don't care a white woman was brutally murdered by a 14-count repeat offender. He's talking about freaking Irina Zaruska, which that's fucking annoying because, again, they keep acting like he was out here doing robberies and assaults and batteries and gun charges and all these like heinous stuff. The man went to crime. The man's part of his charges is calling 911. I think like, God, I don't remember, y'all. Forgive me. The worst crime he did was armed robbery, I believe, which is where he got 5 years. Everything else that man did was something, it was not worth going to jail over. And then they act like, oh, he killed somebody, therefore, why wasn't he in jail? He didn't kill nobody before that, so why would he be in jail? So, like, I don't get it. What did the stream stop? Hold on, y'all. Can y'all see me? I don't think y'all can see me. We back. All right, y'all, we back. But yeah, so I forgot about what. So yeah, pretty much like he wasn't gonna go to jail for anything, and the one thing he did that was worthy of going to jail, he went to jail for. And it's the problem is the mental stuff. We need to figure out ways to help people with mental illness more. So, and then after Charlie Kirk said that, I guess Kongman said, you're telling me people didn't want to play as George Floyd in feudal Japan? No freaking way, I'm shocked. Yeah, let's just racist shit, yeah.
And that they use political violence to score cheap political points. I never said they advocated for political violence, which the dipshit that made this video is suggesting, only that when it happens, these people make light of those situations, especially if they can score cheap political dunks. This is what Kang-min Lee was crying about and got fired for, that people were making light of someone that was murdered, very likely due to political reasons. I went on to provide another example where Kirk states blatantly that he was okay with gun deaths if it meant keeping the Second Amendment. This quote not only supports the point I'm trying to make, which was, again, that these people will make light of political violence if it's their side benefiting, but it also directly contradicts Kirk's claim of not advocating for political violence.
I disagree with that. I don't think that saying you're okay with gun deaths as in exchange for wanting to have guns is being okay with political violence. I don't think that's a straight through line. This clip, I kind of disagree with Birdman. Like a lot of people, to me, okay, so maybe he'll explain further, but let me clarify my stance. So for that part, people were, I think what people are saying is that it's probably people that's more anti-gun, to be fair. I don't know where Birdman lies with guns, but the claim is like, okay, you want guns, cool, and you're okay with there being accidental gun deaths for the right to have guns. You're okay with it, cool. People are gonna say that, well, since you're okay with accidental deaths, if we're gonna allow people with guns, then you're a result of what you advocated for. And I don't have a problem with that take. But saying that you're okay with that trade-off, that doesn't mean I'm okay with political violence. I don't think that's fair to say. I don't think that's fully fair to say. You know, maybe he'll clarify that distinction, but I don't think that you could say that because I'm okay with accidental deaths but in exchange for guns means I'm okay with political violence. I don't think that's fair. Why you disagree with that? That don't make sense?
First of all, Kirk absolutely supported political violence, which means what he said in that clip was not the truth. Political violence, as defined in a 2013 paper by Dr. Cindy Souza of the University of Washington and citing the World Health Organization, is the deliberate use of power and force to achieve political goals. This includes, but is not limited to, shootings, aerial bombardments, detentions, arrests, and torture, and deprivation. War is political violence. Police brutality is political violence. Intimidation by the government is political violence. Charlie saying he's against political violence when he has advocated for a lot of those things I just named means he either didn't know what political violence actually meant or he was just...
Okay, now he did say that he wanted Joe Biden to be killed for treason and stuff, so that would count in the political in advocating for it. But that clip where he was on stage where he was talking about being okay with gun deaths, that's not directly connected to political violence. But he did say that he was okay with he wanted Joe Biden to be killed for treason or whatever.
It's lying. In other words, he was either stupid or a grifter. Here are a few of Charlie's tweets showing conclusively that he advocated for political violence.
Charlie Kirk said for his 200th official executive action as 47, President Trump officially restores the original name Department of War to the Department of Defense. P. Hegseth will now be referred to as the Secretary of War. And I think that is a big reason. I believe the Department of Defense used to be Department of War, but they changed it just for the simple fact that we don't want to be looked at as like we war hawks. We want to get into it with motherfuckers. So I think they changed it to defense because it's like the stance is to defend the country, not to be enacting war over things. And he went back, which I guess is an argument in favor of being okay with political violence. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I need at least 60 likes. We got 60 people in the chat. I'm going to be honest, though. I don't know if it feels bad faith if Birdman is trying to say that if you're okay with being in war is the same as political violence. Because to be fair, colloquially, when we talk about political violence, unless, you know, Birdman have a debate, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to say, like, I believe in political violence when you got to take out Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Hitler, you know, that's political violence technically, right? There's political violence we're okay with. A war if somebody is invading our country legitimately, not under Trump's watch, but legitimately invading our country, trying to take over, trying to take out people within this country. I'm okay with political violence in those aspects. Generally, there's times where political violence is necessary and needed. So I don't know if Birdman's being bad faith because when we're talking about this type of political violence, we're talking about the Charlie Kirk incidents, JFK, you know, you don't just kill somebody because you disagree with them. You know, that's what we're talking about colloquially when we're saying political violence. But it seems like he's trying to stretch it to encompass all of political violence. I don't know.
Days before his death, he tweeted that he liked the Secretary of Defense being named the Secretary of War. As we've already established, war is political violence. Also, days.
Yeah, see that feels a little bad faith to me. That I don't like that, because when we're talking about it, we're generally talking about killing people because you disagree with them, like the Charlie Kirk situation, which you don't agree with. But like you said, war, yes, that's technically political violence, but that's not what we be talking about.
Before his death, Charlie cheered on and supported waging war against and blowing up alleged narco-terrorists. To date, there is no publicly available, independently verified evidence that the people of the United States...
And if Charlie was alive, he would definitely be cheering Trump on during these drug boat bombings.
States government bombed were actually narco-terrorists, and Charlie died before we could verify the Trump administration's claim. As we've already established, aerial bombardments is political violence.
I can agree with that, Croyville. Defia, you can't. They don't work like that.
Spread misinformation about George Floyd's death, saying that he overdosed when he was actually murdered, according to the coroner who performed Floyd's autopsy. Kirk also stated that systemic racially biased police brutality is a lie not rooted in data.
Wait, systemic racially biased police brutality is a lie not rooted in statistics or data. Tragedies are real, but don't misrepresent the data. Facts matter. Wow, he's so full of shit. It literally is statistic. Like racially biased police brutality. I think he's trying to say like maybe they're not out there telling the police to just go profile black people. I don't even believe that happens, but it happens inadvertently, which means that's what systemic is. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what systemic is. So he's just fucking lying or stupid. That's what it always comes with Charlie Kirk and his defenders. It always comes down to, is he lying to you or is he just that fucking stupid? You can't, it's got to be one or the other, because he's always fucking wrong. Appreciate you, PTG. I'm sorry, bro. PTJ for the 3-month membership, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. W's for PTJ for the 3-month membership, y'all.
Except we literally have studies on this very topic, and they conclusively show that there is systemic racially biased police brutality occurring in the United States. This is Kirk excusing police brutality and the very obvious form of police brutality George Floyd faced.
Telling us that we saw that when we burned down our country, allowed crime to skyrocket, killing thousands of innocent people, reconfigured our hiring practices, wrecked some of our best schools, and added new fake national holiday. Fucking new fake national holiday, all because a black criminal overdosed on drugs in Minneapolis. Brown professor Glenn Lowry says that what too many have taken too long to say, Derek Chauvin did not murder George Floyd. The man on the brink of death from stab wounds in a prison hospital is a political prisoner. Wow. If you really cared about George Floyd, you'd close the border and stop fentanyl from pouring in and killing 100,000 Americans every year.
And as we've already established, police brutality is political violence. Strange.
Yeah, again, I agree. This is true. But when it just don't feel right, because I know when we're talking about being against political violence, but it feels bad faith, because when we say that we're talking about something specific, and since I don't know if Birdman would have ever had a conversation with Charlie Kirk, but that's what happens if you would have had. This is why debate can be good, when you talk to somebody directly instead of trying to infer and be pedantic. I don't know if this is necessarily pedantry, but it's just like, bro, when we're in, that's where the debate stuff comes in. If we're going to talk about political violence, let's talk about, it don't matter what the term is. Let's talk about what we're talking about. Do you think that, I think like somebody in the chat said, nobody is 100% for or against things most of the time. Almost 9 out of 10 times, you're not 100% for or against something. So once you get that out the way, all right, when we say political violence, what are we talking about? Are we talking about everything under the umbrella, or are we talking about killing people that you disagree with in your country? Are we talking about killing people that are treasonous in your country, traitors? That could be a conversation. Do you want to kill them, or do you want to put through the justice system or whatever? Or are we talking about, I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican, we disagree, who could take each other out first? That's totally separate than going to war with Iran because they have nuclear weapons and plan to use them on Israel or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's totally different than we disagree, so if I kill you, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna, that's why I wish like that's where I think debates are beneficial, because now he's being broad, which he's not wrong about what he's saying. It's just, if that's not what the intention behind what he was saying is, I would rather have the conversation about what's actually being said, because you might still could debunk his belief. You might still can. You know what I'm saying?
When those on his political side apparently experience police brutality, Kirk had an interesting position on that. And by interesting,
police in Ottawa just trampled their fellow citizens with horses, leaving them unconscious or worse, right in the capital of a Western democracy. Our leaders like to pretend that we still maintain a more high ground on the world stage. We aren't, and our enemies know it.
position, I mean, he lied, because this didn't actually happen, as only one woman was injured and literally 0 people were trampled by a horse, let alone rendered unconscious. Here is Charlie.
Those false reports.
Seriously suggesting we should have public executions.
Yeah, that's how you should. By the way, this is my other problem.
Yeah, I had put this in my debunk video too, where they was trying to defend him. Again, I was saying that, but again, it was about the fact that he was referencing he's trying to back this up with the being okay with guns thing. That's where this line of argumentation started, was the gun thing, you know. But this, to be fair, this is speaking on the broader point when Charlie said about Paul Pelosi that he was against political violence. He's debunking that theory.
Perfect.
But again, it isn't fair to say that the gun being okay with guns is the same as advocating for political violence. That's just not a strong argument for the case he's trying to make, is what I'm saying.
The death penalty takes too long, too many appeals.
Expensive.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised.
What we should be doing, and I agree. It should be public
And
it should be
televised.
public square.
By the way, you could fund
Force
the
kids
government
to watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola. And no, I'm not kidding. By the way, I would totally tune in to see.
Coreyville, that's interesting if this is a George Carlin bit that he tried to, I guess, use to be serious. If it is a bit, I didn't know that. But he didn't, if it was a bit, he didn't ever stick the landing, and it just seems like he's just fucking evil.
Some pedo get their head chopped off. Convicted by a jury.
By the way,
peers.
that's going to get
No,
called
I'm talking about a real thing. I'm not talking
All
about.
executed.
If
I would
all of a
say-
sudden you look at some of these savages, like in Indiana, there was this guy that went in and killed a pregnant woman and her 3 kids.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. I want to see him on a public block and get him be publicly executed. And I think that would be justice. At what age should you start to see public executions?
16. I think you could do it earlier.
And this motherfucker says 16, like, god damn.
I think you maybe at age 12,
Whenever-
6th grade or so.
I want you to imagine
Engaged.
every day, all of a sudden they said, and today, remember that awful the guy that went and shot up a school? Because, left hates school shooters, and so do we. But they focus on the gun. I think they're evil. So, you take.
Look at how he had to defend the gun. I think I didn't catch that. Oh, God. They blame the gun. I think they're evil. It's like, bro, but if they didn't have the gun, how would they even execute this plan? Like, I'm not even against guns, but when they try to act like we can't do anything about it is where I have a problem. That's where it's like they want to act like we can't do anything to lower gun deaths in this country. They don't want to even have a conversation about it, and I think that's the problem.
One of these school shooters, and they say, today we're going to publicly execute this person. And
About
they read
the
off
Super Bowl.
No, yeah, the shooters at the Super Bowl thing, and you read off what they did.
parade,
and
not
you don't celebrate it. You just say, look, this is what they did, and if you do this, this will be your fate.
You don't celebrate it, quotes. These are in quotes. You don't celebrate it, in quote, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Then Birdman says, another example of Charlie lying to cover his ass because he knows what he's saying is unhinged. It is unhinged. This clip is unhinged. I used this clip.
Ready, set, go, boom, end of life. And say,
guillotine.
Here's a question for anyone that might be, not persuaded. Would crime go up or down?
and we go way down.
Done.
No. People know that they can go to jail. People know that if they kill somebody, they could be put on death row, or if not on death row, life. I don't think anybody really wants that. Stop acting like seeing a public execution is a deterrent. You're still gonna die in jail or get the death penalty.
So that why is this even a question?
As we've already established, intimidation tactics by the government, which is the purpose of public executions, is political violence. So you see,
Again, I agree that this is political violence, but I think it's fair to extend the fact that you're not talking about everything under political violence if you have a one-on-one conversation. I'm not comfortable with that. Because somebody in chat said it, like nobody's 100% for or against anything, because if you ask me within the climate, that's why that little statistic they kept trying to throw out was unfair, because when they was like, 40% of Gen Z Democrats say they're okay with political violence, and then only 30 or 25% of Gen Z Republicans aren't. And then it's so funny because if you think about it on an intellectual level, generally Democrats and liberals are smarter people and more educated than people on the right. I mean, this is statistically true. They're well educated. They're thinking like, well, there are situations where political violence is okay. That's what their mind is thinking. Republicans are thinking like, no, Charlie Kirk died. It's not okay. None of it. No political violence is okay. Because like you said, if you ask me, is political violence ever okay? I'll be like, yeah. And then they're gonna run with me saying that and be like, look, the left is for political violence. It's like, wait, so you don't think there's any circumstance where political violence is okay? But their mind, they're just so fucking simple-minded. They think like A, then B, C. Like it's just like, yeah, it's just so, everything is so simple. They don't see nuance. They don't think about, outlying factors. They don't think about mitigating problems. They just like, I want result. And it's just like, whatever it takes to get there is what I want without thinking about anything in between. So when they're thinking that political violence means Charlie Kirk got killed for his opinion, they like, no, all of it's bad. So that's why I wish it could be we could really get down to, because like you clearly could debunk Charlie Kirk being against political violence, but if he's just talking about killing somebody you disagree with, he may fully disagree with that, like most of us would.
Charlie was all about that political violence life, and the unfortunate irony is that he was also a victim of political violence. And this is why I started this video by talking about The Last of Us. The lesson of The Last of Us Part 2 was never simply violence bad. The lesson was supposed to be about how cycles of violence form, how they're justified, and who gets excused along the way. And the reason so many people rejected that ending wasn't because they opposed forgiveness. It's because the game asked for forgiveness selectively after demanding the audience participate in brutality for 20+ hours and then pretending only the final act mattered. That same...
Yeah. Yes, like he put it together so well. Like, that's exactly my problem with that game. It did not make sense. Like a lot of the people that support Charlie Kirk and try to criticize everybody that don't care about his death. You cannot, it doesn't make sense. PTJ.
Selective logic is exactly what we see with Charlie Kirk.
Oh, man.
Charlie Kirk spent his career trivializing political violence when it benefited him, excusing it when it aligned with his ideology, and cheering it on when it was aimed at the right people.
Yep.
Then, when political violence finally touched him, the rules suddenly changed. Now we're told to stop, to reflect, to be civil, to break the cycle. But cycles of violence don't break through martyrdom. They break when people are honest about what they support, consistent about what they condemn, and accountable for the ideas they put into the world. Ellie didn't break the cycle because the player said so, and Charlie Kirk didn't oppose political violence just because he claimed to. Context matters. And if we're serious about stopping the cycle of violence, like actually serious, then we don't do it by lying about the past and sanitizing the dead. We do it by judging ideas by the harm they cause and exposing the grift.
That was good. That was good. That was still good. Like I said, my only gripe is I wish he would have gave both sides. I wish he would have gave both sides. Like if the argument is he states his, I just wish he would have stated his stance if Charlie Kirk is simply referring to killing a political opponent because you disagree with him. If he would have said where his stance is on that argument, then everything else is fair game. Because agreed, most of us find situations where political violence is acceptable, and Charlie might have actually copped to that if he was asked a question, straight up like that. So, but nonetheless, the fact remains is that he was not against political violence. He was a fucking liar. He wasn't a good debater. I think one day we're gonna watch that Rashad Richey debate on stream. So next we're going to get into this Eric July. It's called July's Ledger: The Truth About Tokenization. Again, if y'all didn't hear earlier, he's a content creator on YouTube, and he also has his own comic book called The Rippaverse, where I guess he has a black hero comic book, and I guess he's gonna speak on what tokenization really is. But knowing Eric, the reason this is interesting is because Eric July is a media grifter. He's the anti-woke guy. He's like a black guy that simps out for all the anti-woke stuff. So let's see what he got to say.
Over the years, I've talked a lot about tokenism. Many of you guys have seen my videos on this. The lazy gender or race swaps of existing characters that get passed off as progress. But I want to take that conversation just a step further.
I can't pause
because
it.
We've reached a point where...
Y'all, for those that aren't looking, he just said this.
The lazy gender or race swaps of existing characters that get passed off as progress. But
for those that's not watching and just listening, he just showed Miles Morales and Riri Williams. Neither of these people are race swapped. Why did he just say that? He's already starting this off terribly.
Lazy gender or race swaps of existing characters.
Lazy gender or race swapped. Miles is definitely far from lazy. And he's not he's not race swapped. And Riri is not gender or race swapped. Her literal name is Ironheart. She's not Iron Man. Like, for you, this is what I'm talking about with these people. Like, you're actively lying. You know that these are not race or gender swapped characters. Just because she shares the type of tech that Tony shares doesn't make her a gender swap. And just because you ain't put a picture of Miguel O'Hara, you didn't put him? Why you ain't put all the other Spider-Men? Why isn't Miguel a race swap? Why isn't any other Spider-Man a race swap? Or whatever, like all the other Spider-Men that we know exist. Why aren't they race or gender swapped? The fucking Indian Spider-Man. The pig, you ain't species swap. Spider-Pig, you ain't a species swap. Why you ain't mention that? These are totally new characters. And this is not foreign that we have people with powers and then we create other people with similar powers for whatever reason, whether they're related to them or not. We know that. So why are you pretending as if these people are race and gender swaps, showing pictures of two original characters just because they share powers with somebody we already familiar with? Tony Stark can't live forever, sir.
That get passed off as progress.
And why you ain't say that about Rescue? Why isn't Rescue a gender swap? Like, what? You the black guy talking about first of all, that's what makes it more egregious. You're black, and then you point out the two black characters that aren't gender or race swapped, actually. You can make an argument that Professor Snape is now going to be race swapped in Harry Potter, but at the same time, his race doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, his race doesn't matter to his character. But this is so dishonest.
I want to take that conversation just a step further because we've reached a point where even the so-called original black characters being created today often aren't really original, and that's what this video is about.
Oh my God. Authentic black characters, how to write them right.
creating black characters, real ones, without falling into the same tired race-based tropes that have dominated modern storytelling. See, a lot of writers today can't seem to build a character unless that character's identity, entire identity, revolves around their race.
Says who? Why are you saying, like, why is he saying that? I feel like that's happening less now than ever. Like, I don't feel like that's the standard now, is where people are making new characters and their identity is based on their race. I don't feel like that's happening right now. I can't even think of one off the top of my head.
It's as if they believe that being black is a personality trait or a story arc.
Like, for you to even put it about Miles and Riri, their arc isn't solely about their race. Like, neither one of them. Neither one of them. And yeah, you're right, Rasta. It is a little bogus because, like, you know, black dudes with beards, they supposed to get, like, you know, they supposed to get a couple rungs up the ladder, but he don't give a fuck about his beard. So it's like, why do it?
Line,
like, why is your beard this crazy? All right,
every scene is somehow centered around racial tension or discrimination. And
like, you're making, okay, maybe he'll give us an example. I probably won't, but let's see.
Predictable, it's shallow, and most importantly, it's not authentic. A good character, any character, should be defined by.
So he didn't give us any examples. He just said, I feel like today every character that's black gets written and everything about them is about their identity and race. And you have not one example. You couldn't give one. You're supposed to have a lot, because clearly this is a problem for you, sir. You ain't got one example. Get the fuck out of here.
They are, not just what they look like. Their principles, their choices, their conflicts, their victories. That's where identity actually lives. When you make race the only dimension a character has, you don't elevate black representation. You reduce it. And since I've done those videos over the years, I launched my own comic book company, Th3Birdman.
And why? Okay.
From day one, I said I wasn't going to build my universe off the backs of obviously pre-existing white characters. I mean, I couldn't do that anyway from an IP perspective. I wasn't going to take someone, because it was my own work, I couldn't take someone else's work, repaint it, and call that originality. I went to create something new from scratch. Characters like Isam and Bloodruth aren't black versions of anything. They're not defined by their skin color. I've never once marketed.
But why is he saying that like that applies to everybody? Is Storm defined by her skin color? I don't think so. I mean, granted, she's an older character, like a older comic book character, but we have people that are defined. We have people where a lot of their identity comes from their race. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, and I would think that would happen with any character at some point. Because first of all, let's get one thing straight: just because race is played into somebody's identity or character arc, that doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. Let's get that out the way. Just because race is incorporated in themes within a piece of art, that doesn't make it bad inherently. So let's not do that.
Them that way. Their stories aren't about dealing with racism or identity politics or anything like that. They're about who they are, what drives them, and how they navigate a world filled with.
Well, what if something that happened to them for their race is what drives them? Are you gonna write it off simply because that happened to them, or are you just gonna critique it based off the merits of the story they tell? You can't just be like, that's like saying, like, you go into a movie, oh, this is a revenge story, it's bad. Like, I don't hate revenge stories inherently, but I hate bad revenge stories. Oh, this is about white or black discrimination, it's bad. No, there's a way to do it where it can be good. So, like, this isn't real critique. And again, I don't have any examples. It sounds like you just want to promote your fucking comic book, to be honest. It sounds like he just wants people to read Isam.
Conflict, danger, and choice. And guess what? Well, it worked. The Th3Birdman has made millions of dollars selling books with black main characters that were never marketed as black characters. There was not one press release.
Wait,
not
what?
Well, it worked. The Th3Birdman has made millions of dollars selling books with black main characters that were never marketed as black characters. So
why are you saying that like Black Panther isn't super popular? Why is he saying that as if he said no one's reading that shit? I'm honestly, Corey, I'm trying to look up right now like reviews on Isam. I'm trying to find it right now. I'm not finding a lot. But why is he saying that like characters that their identity, their arc is rooted in their identity is not doing well. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not true necessarily. Hell, Miles Morales, he's not, first of all, he named Miles and everything about Miles isn't rooted in his identity, even though there's themes involving it. Miles Morales is extremely popular. Storm is, Black Panther is extremely popular. Like, what are we doing?
Not one press release, not one social post, not one campaign ever said you should buy this because of representation. We built it on story, art, and originality. And people responded. That right there destroys
this seems like promo for his comic.
Their entire argument that people won't support new characters unless they're attached to existing brands. That's just not true. What people won't support is laziness. What they won't support is being insulted.
This video is lazy because you haven't given a single example of the point that you're trying to make.
With knockoffs that are more about politics than story, and that's the difference.
And political themes aren't bad necessarily.
When I talk about originality, I'm not saying you can't make a character who happens to be black. I'm saying you don't have to make being black the only thing about them. You don't need.
Who are you talking about? Can you name what you're talking about? And then you have to demonstrate that it's not doing well. You have to give an example of what you're referring to, and then you have to say why it's not good. You're just saying this into the ether. Like, what are we supposed to do with this? Well, I'm going to find this bad comic book that's based in race and be like, yeah, he right. This is bad because it's about race. Nigga, what are you talking about?
To shoehorn racism into every storyline, or even some storylines for that matter. You don't have to constantly remind the reader what the character looks like. That's not good writing. That's pandering. And when
This is how these communities survive. They just say shit and they just say shit and then the audience be like, yeah, you're right. This is really what's happening. And then they can't really demonstrate it. God damn it. Okay, so Sir Glizzy, you gave me a bunch of examples. Eric X like Black Panther, Miles, Storm, Cyborg, Blade, Static Shock, Bishop, and Jon Stewart. Main character traits are they are black and not the character arcs they portray or powers. Yes, thank you. I could not think of enough, and I'm told yes. Everybody you just named, their popularity is not based on their race. Everybody you just named. People like them not because of their race. Like their arc has nothing to do with their race. Black Panther is not about his race, but it's Black Panther exists. Black Panther exists for black people, but his arc isn't about him being black though. So it's still yes, you know what I'm saying, right? And then they be like, you want to inject politics? X-Men is literally political. Like the concept of X-Men is political. And they the OGs of this shit. And they just act like that don't exist. It's just so mind-boggling that these people do this type of shit.
Creators fall back on that kind of writing, it's because they don't know how to do the hardest part. The world building, the personality, the moral struggle, the craft. It's
right. Obi man, he talking about pandering. Who you pandering to right now? Who you pandering to? We gonna be like, I'm just pandering to comic book fans. No, the fuck you not, nigga. You is pandering to white people. I'm sorry. That's who you pandering to.
Easier to rely on identity because it feels like instant death. But it's not depth, it's a shortcut. When I look at comics today, I see studios trying to check boxes instead of building worlds. They'll pat themselves, the creators that is, on the backs for having like a black lead while surrounding them with paper-thin supporting cast, hollow dialogue, and preachy scripts that turn every issue into a lecture. That's not storytelling.
This is so lame to me because he's saying specific ass things. He needs an example. I need one. You're acting like this is a rampant issue, but you are not naming one. You haven't gave a single example of what you're talking about. You showed us a picture of Miles and Riri, and that's not even correct with what you were trying to say.
That's activism pretending to be art. The truth.
And activism isn't necessarily bad. We have a comic of Superman beating up Nazis and killing them. What do you have to say about that? That ain't got nothing to do with black people, but it's political, ain't it? What do you have to say about Superman killing Nazis? What do you have to say about that?
is when you create an authentic black character, you don't have to tell people they're authentic. The audience feels it. They'll let you know. They see the difference in how the character carries themselves.
That's how I feel about Riri. But y'all have a problem with her. Riri don't walk around like I'm a strong black woman, hear me roar. She's just living a black experience and it's cool. It's fine. So, are you still, can I get an example?
How they speak, how they make choices. You don't need to use their race as a crutch. Take Isom, for example.
Oh my God, he's just promoting his comic. Bro, if you just want to promote your comic, this is, y'all, it's so clear. It's just clear as day. Oh, shit. God damn. Wait, was this? Bro, I hope, well, hey. Yo, shout out to Christopher Bilko. Now, I hope you don't think that I'm the Birdman for the super chat, but if not, thank you. I hope you don't think that I'm the Birdman, but the Birdman, I enjoy your videos. Stanley, after noticing to the parallels of the mutants and what minorities have faced, he and Marvel Comics leaned into the connection. They made it that what fuels mutants' powers is getting the necessary calories. Yo, I feel like I've seen this name before, though. Have I not? I feel like I've seen this name. Maybe not. Okay. Well, Chris Bilko, thank you for this extremely generous super chat. I mean, hey, if you thought I was the Birdman and I'm not, trust me, you did way more for me than the Birdman needs. I appreciate it. Trust me. Hey, the Birdman is making money, and I'm trying to get up there. Thank you, Christopher Bilko. Hey, W's for Chris, y'all. W's for Chris, y'all. W's for Chris. Thank you so much. But as far as what you said, yes, the mutants, like somebody else said, Malcolm and Martin, you know, we need to let these people know that we just want to exist with them. No, they don't accept us. We're different. We need to do our own thing. Yeah, it's all political, and you can't say a bad thing about the X-Men. So, you know, I sound like him. Oh, hey, as long as I just didn't want you to think you was donating to the Birdman. But hey, thank you though. I appreciate it. That was a very, very, very generous, especially during these times. That was a very generous super chat. So I appreciate it. Thank you. But okay, so what I was saying was, as far as what Eric is doing right now, he couldn't make a video as like he ain't got the confidence to be like why you should be reading Isom. Like if I had a comic and I wanted to promote it on my channel, I would say I would make a video why you should be reading Isom. This man knows his audience and how they feel about DEI and woke and tokenism. He said, I'm going to talk about tokenism, but it's just going to be a promo for Isom. That's what he did. He like, we're going to talk about tokenization so I could get him in the door. But then I'm going to just say, Isom don't be tokenizing. So read my comic because we don't tokenize black people with Isom. Even though you're kind of tokenizing yourself by saying like, look, I'm not a token. I have a black comic that's not a token, so read it. Nigga, you using the fact that you black to promote the fact that you black, but not trying to show people that you're black with your comment. This is absurd. Oh, man. Fucking asshole. These niggas is crazy, bro. I don't even know what happened. You random did something Watt say. I don't even see something Watt said. I do know one character whose face race ties his character's name is Blue Marvel. Yeah, Blue Marvel just dropped in Marvel Strike Force. I played that Blue Marvel, yeah.
He's a man defined by its principles, not by its complexion. He's not fighting racists. He's fighting corruption, power, and his own internal struggles. Bloodroof is a more complex figure whose morality is layered and whose motivations transcend race. That's the level storytelling should be on. And look,
Oh, okay.
I know some people can't handle that. They've built their entire career.
I wonder if that other guy is part of his Rippaverse, the Blood Roof guy.
Around seeing the world through a racial lens. If a black character isn't constantly facing oppression, they think something is missing. But what's actually missing is creativity. The irony is, the same people who claim they want this representation.
Yes, the other person he named was his comic. So, you know what's so crazy? He literally is doing what he doesn't like. Like, it's hard to articulate. You're a black guy that wanted to make comics with black people, but you're pretending like there's no existence of black characters that exist outside of their identity. And then you're trying to prop yourself above all of the others. As somebody in the chat mentioned earlier, all these other characters we've had that are black that exist outside of the fact that they're black. And you're pretending like they don't exist and yours is the only one that exists outside of their blackness. To an extent, that could feel like it's forced, or it could feel like you're going out of your way to avoid it, which maybe that's fine. But I think that people, like he said, like the Green Lantern, who else you name, Cyborg, all these people exist without concern of their race, and they're liked outside of their race perfectly fine, bro. Like, they exist.
Are often the ones afraid of true originality, because real originality means you can't hide behind politics. It means the work has
Happy
to
New Year,
stand on its
Dal.
own. I'm living proof that it can. I didn't need to tokenize anyone. I didn't need to make my character's race the center of the story, and we still built something that resonated with thousands of readers across the world of various different races. That's what freedom in creation really looks like. That's what ownership looks like. You don't need to beg Hollywood or big publishers for validation. You just need to do the work. And yes, it takes time. So the writers, artists, and the fans who want to see better, here's the takeaway. Stop chasing validation through tokenization. Stop treating blackness like a personality trait. Stop thinking you have to build around oppression to make
I saw him sucks.
Whatever type of hero you want to create, just make them, write them, draw them, build them, do the work. Because real progress isn't race swapping somebody else's legacy. It's creating your own. And I've shown that it can be done. Yes, there is an audience for it.
About 6 years ago now, I streamed the...
Stop. Oh, that was a sudden fucking ending. It was so sudden. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I also want to think about backgrounds in manga. Currently, Gachi Akuda has really cool black characters, none of them portrayed as. Sir Glizius, I literally just made a list of all the animes I got to get through, and Gachi Akuda is second on the list. Second.
More money, more money, more money.
Christopher Bilko again, my guy. Thank you for the $20. Y'all, W's for Chris. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Marvel started black superheroes with electric powers. Marvel started black superheroes with electric powers. It started in the 1960s and 1970s so that the characters can defend themselves and inspire black people to defend themselves and their community. Yo, shout out to Chris for the $20 super chat.
More money, more money.
Random, shout out to Random University for a $2 super chat. This man is lying about his numbers. Rip a cap. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about. I was sitting here. So as we was watching the video, I was trying to find like some reviews about the Rippaverse. And I didn't see a lot. I didn't want to just take one bad review and be like, look, it's bad, you know. So I don't find any place where there's a bunch of critique. And some of them are extremely long. So, you know, we can't sit here and read extensive reviews. We're not gonna do that. But I couldn't find like it's not, I don't know what's like, what is this? The Rippaverse generally has 11 reviews on like its Google page. It has 11 reviews. So, you know, that's not a lot to go off of. And I mean, for him to talk about thousands and millions of people that have seen Rippaverse, like this is 11 reviews on Google doesn't tell me thousands have read it, bro. at least have 500. Like, if thousands of people have read your shit, it should be in the hundreds of reviews on Google. So, I mean, you know, that's probably telling in and of itself. Yeah, so everything is just not a lot of reviews. You know, I don't want to say it's doing bad, but for people that's probably more knowledgeable on the comic world, everybody that's knowledgeable with comics, they say the Rippaverse ain't doing too well. They're more knowledgeable than me. So I have his first comic. Oh, somebody has it. I have his first comic issue before his super hard grift. It's pretty ass, not gonna lie. Damn. Was it Isom? Which Black Marvel kills had lightning? Black Vulcan, Black Lightning, man. Static Shock. And Storm. 11 views not equalizing that. Exactly, yeah. They poorly written. We got a couple people in here that read it. It was Isom. Yeah, so we got a couple people in here that read it. You know, I'm assuming y'all being honest with y'all opinion on it. I mean, one of the coolest black superheroes is Spawn. Yeah. I got more reviews on my TikTok. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh gosh. Like it was so shameless too. That's the thing. It was so shameless. Like, it was just a pure Isom ad. You could have just led like why you could even touch on those topics and the title be why you should be reading Isom. Do that. Like, tell people why we need to read your comic. Don't talk about tokenization and then throughout the whole thing, you don't even point at the examples that you're saying are what's doing things wrong and why you're doing it right. All you're saying is, I'm doing it right. And then you like, yeah, they tokenizing black folks. And then give us one fucking example. Like, God, he says Beard told us all we need to know. Black Panther suit turned into electricity. Is it electricity? I thought it was just like, not radiation, energy. I thought it was just energy, not necessarily electricity. But I'm finna be right back. Not even gonna be gone 2 minutes. Just gotta refill my drink, y'all. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Okay. So, I joined at the worst time. Why you say that, human being? Shout out to human being. Why you say it's the worst time? Okay. Next, we're going to get into this necessary podcast. So, now, if you don't know what the Necessary Podcast is, it's a podcast of a family of four, the children and the parents. It's a political podcast. The kids are kids. They're adults, but the children to the parents are liberal, and the parents are MAGA to the core. And it's honestly scary how MAGA they are. And they're I think they're 70 plus, 65 plus years old. I don't know the exact ages, but dad is really old. Mom got a little bit more of her faculties, but they're crazy MAGA. They're crazy MAGA. And they have a podcast that's been blowing. I've been watching them for months, but I just never got around to covering them on stream. And I've been wanting to do that for people that have not seen this family. I want y'all to see them. And you're going to be mind blown the way that the parents handle getting information that they don't like or believe. So it's a little bit annoying, but it's also entertaining. So yeah.
You ready?
Let's do it, man. If y'all haven't seen them, y'all finna see today.
Yeah. You gotta look at Chad. You gotta look at
Dad
him.
talks so slow, so we gonna have to speed this joint up.
What's going on over there? I was just picking stuff off my pants.
Happy New Year.
Picking stuff off my pants.
Welcome to this midweek edition.
I don't think this rage bait. I think this is a very serious podcast.
Sorry, conversation. We call this one Busting the MAGA Bubble because these Wednesday episodes traditionally have just been me and Mom, or Haley sometimes comes in. This is the first one with just me and you, Dad. But we play clips.
So right now it looks like it's going to be Chad and Bob. Usually it's Chad, Haley, his sister Haley, and their mom, Mary Lou. So
for each other. You have supplied some clips. Mom, I can see you back there. How you doing? You have supplied, Jesus Christ. You have supplied some clips for me about the supposed Somalian fraud happening in Minnesota.
It's not supposed.
Okay. I'm going to play some clips for you as well. This all has kind of erupted in the past couple of weeks because
It's
a
not
YouTuber named
supposed.
Nick Shirley released a video on his YouTube channel that now has over 2 million views where he claims to go around to these various daycares and child learning centers in Minnesota that are run by Somalian immigrants. And his claim is they are all committing fraud, billions of dollars, et cetera, et cetera. Mom has brought this up too. Now, I will say this. As a result of this YouTube video, now I think they are launching federal investigations into it all. They're trying to bring down Tim Walz, the governor of the state, saying he was somehow involved in all of this. And I have been watching Newsmax. What?
Oman is who they're really after.
Okay. I've been watching a lot of Newsmax recently. This is all they talk about. So now I understand why you and Mom are so into this as an idea.
Rasta.
It's
Hello?
not all they talk about.
Okay.
I have to interject. I was going to stay out, but I got to interject. Can you see me? I started watching him when he was doing these little documentaries on Antifa, and he would go into the crowd with Antifa. Nick Shirley.
Okay.
So I've been watching him over 9 months to a year, and now the clips that you're going to see today are even. He's great.
I'm assuming Oklahoma, Janae, because that's where they are now. I'm assuming they've been in Oklahoma.
He's wonderful.
You didn't supply any Nick Shirley clips.
I do believe I did.
You did not.
Today?
I have one that, correct. I have one that has him in there, but you didn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we've got him. I've got some too.
All right. Let's play. This is the first clip you sent me. Are you ready? Dad, are you ready?
Yeah.
So a friend told me I should back off the Somali community in America, said I was going too hard. Well, I've got news for him. In this video, I'm not backing off, I'm doubling down. Let's start with some facts. 86% of Somali immigrants are on some form of government assistance after 10 years in this country. After 10 years in
I don't know how true that is, but knowing MAGA is take it with a grain of salt.
America. Unlike my hardworking immigrant parents, they didn't come here to build the American dream. They came here to collect the American welfare check. America is supposed to be the land of opportunity, not the land of handouts. At least that's what it used to be before progressive policies. We've transformed our immigration system from a gateway for the best and the brightest to a free-for-all for the grifters and the deadbeats.
Imagine just thinking that the people that have the least of the country are the problem for the entire country. Like the people that have the least. Now I'm not talking about the scammers, but people that are like immigrants that's trying to make it. That's not, like getting jobs under the table and shit, and don't reap the benefits of the taxes that they pay. Like all that shit. Like imagine thinking they're the bane of your existence in America and not Elon Musk and them.
And that shift in policy created a shift in mindset. Immigrants used to come here with determination, drive, and a dream. Now they come here with empty pockets and open hands, expecting free housing, free food, and a government check. And thanks to many politicians, that's exactly what they get. Billions in fraud has been linked to Somali, Minnesota migrants.
Oh yeah, Obi man, like that's why I saw that too. Oklahoma, like didn't they just get rid of the freaking director of education or whatever that dude? I forgot what his position was, but didn't he like just quit or get fired or something because they're 50 out of 50 in education? And then you got these two parents to grow up to be like this. They probably been in Oklahoma their whole life. I can tell by their little accent. They probably been there their whole life. And look how y'all gonna see how Bob and Mary Lou operate.
That's in daycare, in housing, in healthcare, and SNAP benefits. More Somali fraud is coming out of Ohio, Washington, Maine, and Georgia. And while the Somali community is #1 on the grifter list, they're not alone. Immigrants from Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and many other third world countries don't want to be part of the American project. They want to leech off the American taxpayer. They don't want to integrate, they want to dictate. They don't value our culture, they mock it. And if you dare say hard work still matters, they call you a racist. This didn't just happen, it's by design. Leftist politicians have shredded the immigration system to replace hardworking patriots with dependent voters. They've traded merit for mediocrity. And now the American taxpayer is left holding the bag and footing the bill.
Okay. That was from a guy named Lee Trink. I'm not sure what the news is in that, or what do you want to discuss out of that clip? Why'd you send it?
Well, the reason she sent that to you is so that you know that there are people out there that believe almost 100% of the Somalis are not here to be our buddies.
100%.
Well, he said 89. I'm rounding up.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't believe any of them give a rat's ass about America. All they really are is they're integrated terrorists who Obama and Biden allowed to come into
Random University, I might have to slide to your video after this because I just seen it.
this country, and they're slowly taking over small segments, and they raised what her husband be a brother.
I hate the dad. Bro, Bob is a trip, bro. We're not going to watch shit. We're not going to watch this entire episode. And also, I'm upset because I see they just had a new one. When was this posted? Yesterday. I didn't know. They posted one yesterday. But we're going to see. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
Walked off with $30 million, erased all of their accounts and everything that needs to be checked to. They're all gone now. And the Oman, her husband walked off with $30 million.
No, Watts, I have not watched it, but I'd rather watch somebody that knows what they're talking about the show. That's why I don't want to cover any Stranger Things stuff because I have not watched it, but I want to watch somebody that knows what they're talking about. Because I'm interested in the conversation around it.
And there are no kids in these deals.
Okay.
All we got is terrorism, Islamic terrorism. Let me be very fucking specific.
Okay.
The Somalians are all Islamic terrorists, all of them, 100%. Because they're not teaching their kids to be any different. They're teaching their kids to be worse. So the bottom line is we need to fucking boot them out of here one way or the other. Either get them on a plane and ship their ass out of here or just plain ass shoot them. That's
Like, I'm not going to sit here and... No, he is a representation of a lot of MAGA, not Republicans, but like it's just the plain ass kill them for fraud. Why don't you want Trump to be killed? He committed fraud on this country too. What the just play like, y'all? Again, somebody said this rage bait. It's not rage bait. It's not rage bait. He's serious. He's dead serious. He is dead serious. I kid y'all not. His faculties aren't even in order enough to be clever to like rage you. Like he's not what his brain ain't 100%. Whatever he got going on, it may not be diagnosed. Maybe it is. I think they said he ain't diagnosed with nothing. I don't know, but he's just not. He's not all there. He you could tell by his speech and his misremembering and his rationale on things. It's just not there. So he don't have his faculties in order to not be serious. And he says stuff like this all the time.
That's my opinion.
Because you believe whatever 89% of the Somalian community in Minnesota is committing fraud?
I'm saying 100% of the Somalian community is committing fraud. 100 fucking percent.
So
there are no exceptions to the fucking rule.
So your hatred for that community
is 100%.
Right, but is it
they
based?
Either die or I die.
Well, everybody dies.
Yeah.
But your hatred for that community is based on the idea that they're all committing fraud against the U.S. taxpayer?
They are committing fraud against the U.S. government and everybody else. Tim Walz and Elon Omar or whatever her fucking name is, they're allowing it to happen. Now the mayor of Minneapolis is even on board with this bullshit. So nobody's investigating them until now. People are starting to look around the corner going, what the fuck are these people here for?
Like,
what if I
they're
told
here,
you, Joe?
They're here to create chaos and bring down America.
I want y'all, again, keep in mind, y'all, I sped this up. This is another Stevie moment. It's fucked up that I got to put Stevie on the same speed that I got to put an elderly man on. Keep that in mind. He sounds a little bit normal. When he's talking off this, Elon Omar, he's trying to say Ilhan.
They're here to create chaos.
This is normal.
Bring down America. That's the only reason they're fucking here. They're terrorists. They're Islamic. And they've got to go. And you say kill everybody.
Y'all in the chat just killed me saying spit up.
No, I just say kill the Islams.
What if I told you Joe Biden already did investigate all of this?
He didn't.
He didn't.
All right, well,
That'd
let's
be
play
a
one of
lie.
my clips. Here's one of my clips now in
That would be
response
a
to your
lie.
clip. All right.
That
here
would
we
be
go.
a lie. Who'd you get the clip from?
Not Lee Trink.
Ew, where'd you get it from? CNN?
This is a guy named Aaron Parnas, who is an independent journalist, millions of followers. Here you go.
All
Ready?
right. Let's hear the bullshit.
Let's hear
Part
the
of what
bullshit.
makes this episode kind of work, in my opinion, is that we're both open to watching each other's clips. I didn't interrupt yours. I didn't say it was bullshit. We watched Lee Trink.
Well, yeah, you did say it's bullshit.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You said
When?
we're listening to this guy about everything, you know.
He literally didn't say the video was bullshit. This is what I'm talking about. His dad just like is just not coherent. He never said this is bullshit.
You got to believe it. Well, you're
What?
doing the same fucking thing. You're going to play a clip, and I'm supposed to have to believe it.
You can believe it or not.
Hey, don't sit there and tell me you didn't call bullshit on my guy. You did.
I didn't call bullshit on your guy.
You did too. You're sneaky.
Okay.
You sneaky.
Watch this clip. Mom, if you want to be in this, just be in this. We can hear you cackling in the background.
We don't have enough room.
All right.
I don't get how you ain't got room and y'all do this podcast every week or whatever the schedule is. Why don't y'all do it in the same spot?
Let's talk about Minnesota and fraud, because now many on the right are calling for the arrest of Governor Tim Walz over this fraud scheme in Minnesota. But it doesn't actually pass the smell test. Now, to preface this, all fraud is bad, whether in Minnesota or anywhere else. Anyone committing fraud should be arrested, indicted, and prosecuted. And now there's a surge of federal officers heading to Minnesota to investigate fraud allegations. But this is nothing new. In fact, back in 2022, the Biden Department of Justice actually prosecuted a whole host of Minnesota residents for fraud. There was actually a $250 million scheme that was uncovered by the Biden Department of Justice where the federal government accused 47 people of stealing cash meant to
like he just quickly started looking away.
Help feed needy kids in a COVID fraud scheme. Those people were indicted in 2022. At the same time, since January, Donald Trump has actually pardoned a whole host of folks convicted of fraud. And it wasn't just pardons. They don't have to pay back restitution.
Obi, man, what's funny is they literally, for Christmas, they literally met up in person and did a podcast. They sat in their parents' living room and did a podcast in person for Christmas. Everybody was like, this is awkward, you know, we can't be as mean because we usually talk through a screen, and it was really awkward for all of them to do it in person, but it was cool.
For example, Todd and Julie Chrisley, convicted of 12 counts of bank fraud, $17.8 million in restitution, they won't have to pay back. And that's why this all, to me, doesn't really pass the smell test. And it really just seems like a political hit job on Tim Walz more than anything else. And I'd be saying this if it was the other party doing this too, by the way. If you're going to care about fraud, you got to care about fraud across the board. What's happening in Minnesota, the investigations into potential fraud, it's not a new thing. It's not a Biden cover-up. It happened under Biden, actually. And it's not just happening in Minnesota. People have been indicted for fraud across the country. I remember working on cases like this in South Florida when I was an attorney. And if the Trump administration really cared about fraud, we wouldn't be pardoning those convicted of fraud. It's that simple. Spread the word, follow for more.
You gotta go.
Okay, so he used to be an attorney. What does he do now?
He's a journalist.
Yeah, he doesn't have any credibility whatsoever. But he's doing it.
Do you care about the credibility of the clip you sent the dude talking to the camera to? At least Chad knew the dude was a lawyer. I bet you he don't know nothing about who that other guy is besides just somebody on TikTok that made a video.
He's saying that people have been.
I'm finna cover it next,
Not
Dow.
one of them is a Somalian. That's what he's not telling you.
Correct.
He's talking about people who've done other fraud crimes and they've been pardoned, but they're Americans. He's not talking about Somalians.
Now his wife got to tell him to go to the bathroom. Yeah, he.
He's being
What's
rescued
the
from
difference in
death.
your mind in fraud?
Huh?
What is the difference in your mind between a Somalian committing fraud and, in quotes, an American committing fraud?
Very simple. Americans are just breaking the law. The Somalians are here to kill us.
Okay, I think that was enough. I think y'all get the gist of what this relationship dynamic is. I think we got the gist of this is what every podcast with them is like. They present them information, and Bob and Mary Lou just don't care about what they got. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. Like, she's there. He told her to come. So let's see what Mary Lou says.
Is taking place within the government and the Somali population. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled
Chad versus Bob. Ha!
Learning wrong. And they said, leering, this daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government. And the strange thing about these childcare centers is there's no one here right now. It's midday.
Mom is bad, but she's not as bad as dad, for those that don't know.
Weekday, if you were to try to go inside, it's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working. Midday, children should be in here, and this place is licensed for 99 children.
We about to fact check this first. If you mess with me, make sure you hit that follow button. Let's get it. What the hell is he talking about? First, the reason why you don't see any kids there on a midday is because they're permanently closed. Which makes me wonder, why didn't you show nobody what it said on that door? And I tried to read it, but you
Hey, despite everything, it's so crazy they got that big fat ass sign that say Leering Center. That's crazy that they never fixed that. It's
blurred
funny.
it out. Now, the reason why they're closed isn't because of fraud. It's because they're a bad daycare center. I mean, if you was an actual journalist, you would have been able to find all the investigations they had since 2022. Their last investigation was in July. See that
What's
all the
good, fresh out the
violations are
asylum?
related to child safety, which is why the facility has been in probation multiple times, which makes me believe that that paper up there is a sanctioning paper. I know this because that's one of their violations that they didn't post it up. And if you see the citation, it's about sanctioning and removing licenses, which means that this facility is probably on a conditional license.
Yeah,
again.
honestly, it made them famous. They should have kept it there.
And also why they only have 1 star. I would also like to add that it was the Trump administration DHS that actually audited the facility this year. There was no reports that any fraudulent activities were happening. In other words, this man is lying to push a false narrative on Somalis.
Okay, number one, I happened to see that one where they didn't even spell learning correct.
Yeah.
That place in particular had been given $1 million and point some $1 million.
Okay, but
So
they're
if
closed.
it really
Did you
is
not hear what
closed-
this guy just said?
If it really is closed, like what he said, why is it still getting money from our government?
It's not. That also is the back door. And this dude is just rolling up with a fucking camera and being like, let me in, you know, banging on the doors of these places. These places are child care facilities.
There are no children inside them, Chad. And
Because he goes there before they open. I watched so many videos on this.
Wait a minute.
Most of these
So have
places.
I want to say one more
wait,
thing.
No, hang on. Most of these places are open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. He
Right.
showed up at like noon. They're not there because they're not fucking open yet.
I know no daycare that opens at 2 in the afternoon. Most
And after school daycare.
daycares open at early in the morning when people go to work. Number two, if this is all fake, why are there death threats against Nick Shirley now? There we go.
What do you mean? Because he's making bullshit.
No, because he's telling the truth.
Okay. Dad, did you see any of that video?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think?
I think it's bullshit.
Okay.
I think here's what I think. Anybody who doesn't believe that Islamics, and I'm talking all of them, I don't even give a shit if they're part of Somalia or not, are in this country to bring it down. And we're going to be at war with Islam very, very soon.
What do you mean at war with
And
Islam?
the problem
What
is
does that mean?
most of these Somalians, they're fucking terrorists.
Okay, I
You
understand.
remember Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah, that's Somalia.
What do
Bro.
you mean when you say we're going to be at war with Islam? What do you think that is?
I think that's us against Iran, Iraq, and the only Arab countries that are going to be on our side are going to be Saudi Arabia and a few of those.
But there is
The ones that are deep Sharia law,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Okay.
They're going to be
And
dead.
you don't count Saudi Arabia as part of that.
No,
Okay. Here's another
they
clip.
don't have. They have a kingdom.
All right. Here's a clip you sent me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You tell me, is this crazy?
Okay. No, we done. We done. I just want to, for those that have not seen this family, like this is like every week. Every week. This is what it is. Every single week. That's exactly what that podcast consists of. The parents are defending MAGA and the Republicans no matter what. Their kids provide evidence to counteract whatever narrative has been spun on their side. They say it's not true, it's a lie, it's Israel, it's the Democrats. It, like literally, they walked them in circles about, he was saying how the Democrats is the problem with the Epstein files, and then he was like, well, why did the Democrats want it? He was like, it's all Obama and Joe Biden in the Epstein files. And it was like, well, why did the Democrats wanted to get released? He was like, because of Obama. It was like, all right, Bob. It was so fucking crazy. Okay. We're going to do an improv for tonight. So, Random University, shout out to Random, just released a video. Stevie's Stranger Things take was even worse than his Sinners take. The reason I want to watch this is because, one, I don't watch Stranger Things. I plan to. I want to. Just never got to it. I have a long list of shows I need to watch, and my wife probably want to watch this one too, so we gonna have to finish our other shows before we get to it. Besides that, I don't know nothing about the show, but I'm interested in the conversation about the show. The conversation, apparently a character came out the closet. Coreyville, I'm sorry. I don't know how far you are. I'm sorry. This has been a talk. So I'm sorry if I spoiled anything for you. But I wanted to, I don't know enough about the show to speak on anything that's happened. But one, we cover Stevie over here, and two, I do cover, horrible takes, incorrect takes, all that. So we're going to see what Random's video. It's called Stevie's Stranger Things take was even worse than his Sinners take. And what's funny about this, I'm curious if Stevie is actually a Stranger Things fan. I wouldn't take him as a Stranger Things fan, but we'll see.
A while back, I gave my review on the movie Sinners.
Whoa.
I could care less.
Okay, Random.
I could care less. Welcome back. We have to talk about Stevie Night Night. Again! A while back, I gave my review on the movie Sinners, and I also criticized Stevie Night Night's take on that movie because
Okay, Random. Hey, y'all see this nigga with the new cut, with the new mic, with the new intro? Hey. I see you, Random. This nigga just fully upgraded for 2026. He ain't playing with y'all niggas, boy. Make sure y'all sub to Random University. He ain't playing with y'all, boy.
Thought it personally was some delusional raccoonery. So I thought it needed to be criticized at a pretty high level. So we went in on him when it came to that take.
This nigga came into 2026 brand fucking new.
Pause. And we've also, obviously criticized Stevie when it came to a lot of things out here on the internet. And the fact that he really just be out here spreading his cheeks for the propaganda. I just don't know why he keeps falling for it, or the fact that he just, it is the narrative that he wants to push. It's pretty obvious. Like, anybody who's conservative, all these folks, they do the exact same thing when it comes to their takes on these shows, in these movies, all the media, the news that comes out, they always expose themselves, and that's what Stevie did here today. Because when it came to Stranger Things, and I want to be talking about the finale before the finale and his take on that, because he didn't talk about the finale, and we'll get to the reasons why he didn't talk about the finale. And yes, we're going to talk about that because I thought his takes were ridiculous, just like I thought his takes about Sinners was ridiculous. So I know you like the intro maybe just a tad bit. Well, let's go ahead and get to Stevie's video.
Hey, this nigga Random snapping.
Bruh, hold on. Man up, dog. Tighten up. Y'all know about Stranger Things, right? The show. I personally used.
Hey, if y'all saying Stevie head big, just know y'all never see me without a bandana at this point.
to watch it. I ain't watched it about 2 seasons because.
Right there. That's the issue.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, you is full of shit, nigga. You don't watch the show, but you coming on here to say something when there's some controversy around somebody being gay. That's insane, bro.
Things, right? The show. I personally used to watch it. I ain't watched it about 2 seasons because.
Right there. That's the issue. He doesn't need to speak on this matter anymore from this point forward. He's been out for multiple seasons. Why is he talking about what has just taken place?
Frankly, I ain't got no time. And I can't get into it no more. I used to
I don't have time.
Tough, though. You feel me? But anyway.
So the last time you were watching this show, you thought it was tough. Your last impressions were this show was good. But for whatever reason, obviously we have other obligations. You can fall out of shows pretty quickly. I understand that. But your last impressions were it was good. So today you came in with the personal intention of, or I don't know, that's probably the wrong way to state it. But you came into this video with the intentions of criticizing it without any merit. Like you did not watch what is taking place, but yet you're going to come out here and jump on the bandwagon just so you can get some views because I know things are bad over there. I know there's tumbleweeds over there at Night Talk, but that's the way you're going to get views now is to just grift off of this shit.
That's irrelevant. A lot of backlash because, Stranger Things has chose to focus on gayer things.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot. Like, you set out the show for 2 to 3 seasons. Come back when somebody comes out as gay, where, to my understanding, it was kind of obvious, but he just openly said it. And now you got calling it gayer things, and you ain't watched it for 2-3 seasons? What are we talking about? This nigga, God. Like, these people are so, oh my God.
And the audience is not having it.
I guarantee you his sole purpose for making this video was just so he can get on camera and say gayer things and laugh in the back of his head like he said the funniest shit of all time.
I think you need to know the truth. Because I don't want you.
So one of my biggest issues with this scene, because
Right, Tyrone, exactly.
I actually watched the show, was that look at all these people in this room. This is just 9 of them. There's like 5 or 6 of them that aren't even on this picture right here that are there. His mom is there. Hopper's also there. He's not in the picture. Erica's also there. The teacher's also there. I was like, dude, why are there so many people here for this announcement? And also, guys, like, why are we doing this when y'all are literally about to decide the fate of the universe, damn near, it seems like, and y'all are going to be like, all right, hold up, we got to talk about Will has an announcement, guys. He needs to talk. He has an announcement to speak to us. He was like, guys, I mean, I get it, like, but right now, really right now,
You just see me differently, but I am different. I don't like girls.
and the internet shattered apart like the Marvel's multiverse. I mean, it just absolutely came crumbling down because he announced, oh my goodness, he doesn't like women.
I beg your pardon? I could care less.
Yeah, like, yeah, Corval, like, apparently people that watch this shows, like, if you've been watching it, apparently it's been obvious, just not outwardly said, but it's like, we knew that.
I mean, I do, just not like you guys do.
Now, right before this part, I was thinking, like, can we just go ahead and just say, hey, Will, we already knew, man. Like, we've been knowing this for multiple seasons. Underneath Stevie Knight's video, there was actually a comment that said, this guy hasn't been gay for 3 seasons, and now they want to throw this in our face here at the end. Like, bro, you have not watched this show. People have been putting this up in memes for multiple years now. Where have you been?
Yeah, that is crazy, because I did see a video where people they took a bunch of the sections of throughout the show where Will was basically, or maybe other people and Will was insinuating that he didn't like girls. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh, if this been going on, I would have just assumed he was gay. If you never like seen him with a girl, or maybe if he was awkward. If the clips I heard, I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of obvious then, ain't it?
You ain't been watching the show. You know why? Because you're not an actual fan. That's fine. I just don't want to hear criticism for shit when they actually haven't watched it, when they haven't played the actual video games, when they haven't engaged with the media that they're talking about. It just pisses me off because you have no reason to go out here and spread BS, because most of the time that's what it is. It's manufacturing narratives. Saying that in 2026 already.
This crush on someone, even though no, they're not like me. But it was never about him. It was about me.
And this was, you know, the point where they really started dragging this out. It was like, come on, Will, out with it. Like, I get it. This is a tough announcement, but I mean, let's just get on with this already. And plus, I'm telling you that they just threw this in at the end of the episode. Like, they really should have put this in earlier, but they did not. I'm telling you, the timing here by the Duffer Brothers was just an absolute failure. I mean, they could have just did this so much better and in so many different ways. But once again, I'm one of those people. He had to come out of the closet. I mean, he didn't have to, but we were waiting. I mean, most people were just waiting. Didn't really care, but I was waiting for it because, you know, this wasn't going to be a secret that they were just going to keep, you know, apparently hidden the entire time. Like, this wasn't one he was going to take to the grave. Apparently, he couldn't unlock or unleash his power unless he came out. Now, people were overblowing it when it came to the memes and the criticisms on the internet. And like I said in the last video, people are going to believe that Will and his friends overcame the power of gayness to come out here and defeat Vecna, when that wasn't the case. It was just the fact that, like, he needed to come out so he can unlock, I guess, what internal battles he was fighting inside to believe he can actually be strong enough to control Vecna for a short period of time. And that's what most of this was. And then he also revealed later that, yeah, he isn't actually a sorcerer. He doesn't have powers. This was all connected to the hive mind, which is also funny, speaking of hive mind, because most of the people that have these ridiculous opinions and they jump on these bandwagons of hate. Hell, I saw somebody who left a comment on one of my last videos, hopefully they're watching this one, saying that they haven't watched any of this. They're just here for the gay hate, basically, which is not necessarily the gay hate. They didn't put it that way. They just put it in as they came here to see why people were laughing at the video because of this, which is him coming out. And it's just like, dude, why are you watching it for those reasons? Like, why are none of y'all looking in the mirror and having some internal like dialogue saying, why is it that this excites me? Why is it that I find so much laughter in gayer things?
Today, Vecna showed me what would happen if I did this, if I told you guys. And in this future, some of you are just worried for me.
Now, again, personal criticisms with how this season was going was that, I mean, I was more worried about how the finale was going to go after these 3 episodes leading up into it, because I'm telling you, the pacing was off. There's so many like story holes that need to be plugged by the end. I mean, they have opened up a whole bunch of storylines that need to be concluded. And I know the finale is only going to be like 2 hours. And I'm wondering, is there enough time? Probably not. And you know what? My answers were, and I'll tell you later. But one of my biggest gripes was, look, the LGBTQ plus community that was just like, they have to have Will get with Mike. Why? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are just as sick as the other people on the other side hating on this for absolutely no reason. Y'all are just as ridiculous. Why can't Will just be gay and get with somebody else? Why does Mike have to be gay too? Why do you have to add everybody to the gay club? Why does everybody have to just come out on set? Why couldn't Robin and Will be enough? Why does there have to be a third? Hell, by then you just need, Lucas just needs to tell, Max, you know what? I really ain't into you like that. I mean, that you wouldn't settle for that relationship. That one would need to end. And Max would somehow need to start sleeping with 11. It just gets really weird because most of them are supposed to be high schoolers.
And I have no idea. I don't watch the show. I heard they're supposed to be teenagers. I don't know what that means. I want to watch Stranger Things at some point. I don't watch it. I was curious about the conversation around it.
It's like, come on, quit it. Stop it. This is way worse than what happened to Tweek and Craig. Y'all are just turning this into some type of anime fetish, like turn everybody gay stuff. And like, guys, it doesn't have to be that. It can just enjoy the story.
It just makes me feel like something's wrong with me. We just drift apart more and more, and it just felt so real. It felt so real.
You'll never lose me.
And you'll never lose me.
Or me. Or me.
Well, you lost me. I told you. I really don't play that shit.
Guess you didn't need truth serum, huh? Sucks, but you're gonna have to hug me. Just imagine I'm hugging you really tight, okay?
I know you're strong enough to defeat Vecna. We have bullets and fire, but none of that helped those soldiers. I need to be there. I'm ready to show him I'm not afraid anymore.
It's like, have y'all not learned yet, bro?
Have you not learned, Stevie? To do some research before you come out here and deliver these cold ass takes out here on your platform, sinking it, tanking it even further than where it's gone before. Like, dude, I already made the video, the dang near movie feature film on Random University about how Stevie Knight is stuck in the sunken place of hypocrisy. You're still down there. One criticism I do have about what Will had to say about them having bullets and all that shit, that comes down to some of the like story logic that makes no sense in this season. And throughout Stranger Things in general, the plot holes and the plot armor just got absurd. I mean, it really was. Their mom, like Mike's mom, got to the point where she broke a wine glass and took on a Demigorgon solo. All those soldiers got murked by one Demigorgon, and somehow she held them off, got slashed, survived, killed more Demidogs later. It was crazy to believe that. Like, none of that should happen. It gets to the point where, yes, you're getting to the absurd, department when it comes to plot armor. I get you don't want certain people to die. You want to have them to have heroic moments. There's all these like last second saves, but it did get a little silly.
They don't learn, dog. Peeps are not playing the gay shit, right? Like, you gotta know your audience, bruh.
What? What does that mean? Peeps aren't playing the gay shit. What does that even mean, bro?
And do you not think gay people watch Stranger Things?
Right.
It's Stranger
What was
Things.
that?
It's a strange show. Also, strange people watch Stranger Things. People with different hobbies, different interests, strange lifestyles watch things like Stranger Things. Sci-fi, they seem to attract some very different audiences, and the LGBTQ plus is one of them. Now, there are definitely other audiences, but they attract quite a few.
It literally makes no sense. It's not good for business. Why would the other characters in the show give two fucks about you being gay when the world is ending, bro? It's like they chose to focus attention on.
So it seems, like I said, Random's critique seems like it makes more like the critique isn't about him being gay. It seems like the critique is really about the way he came out to being gay. As being first of all, it makes sense for a teenager to come out as being gay. It'd be different if he was like 40 coming out being gay. That's like, bro, like why that dude? Now that's where it feels like sexuality is forced. Like you got a 40-year-old and it shows him like, oh, I'm gay. It's like, okay, it's not that it can't happen, but it's like, all right, bro, like but a teenager coming out literally makes sense. That makes the most sense. But it seems like the real critique is that you gather people in a room to say that you're gay while the world is ending versus a different way of going about it. And if you're honestly engaging with the media, it seems like that would be the critique versus the fact that he has to come out and be gay. It's like
on this particular part in the show, had the whole town sitting down for this guy to come out and tell everybody he's gay. I know this man is like gay in real life, bro. Because, Stranger Things, the beginning, they all started off as babies, and then they grew up and became adults. And when this man became an adult, you could immediately tell, bro, swung that way. Well, I guess they decided to take a moment to...
Sure, if you want to look at it that way, fine. Maybe they did want to have a champion moment, but he was going to come out eventually.
That's funny, Dow, if he missed that part.
Was going to come out eventually. Timing, terrible. But it was going to happen. Also, how do you have all this information on this episode and you haven't been watching for multiple seasons? Sounds like you're lying to me. Sounds like you've been locked in the whole time. Sounds like you're still a big fan.
Ain't nobody trying to watch gayer things. They're trying to watch Stranger Things.
Why is he acting like now since he came out, the show is going to be about him being gay? Like, come on.
You said.
Tron, he didn't watch it. Well, people are guessing that he didn't. Tron, I'm guessing Stevie saying he didn't watch it. I don't know when you came in the stream. He's saying he didn't watch the show for 2 or 3 seasons. Oh, Defire, you a little behind.
The show was going down in flames, bro.
It's going down in flames because a character came out as gay? Oh, my God. Right, human being saying it twice is just like, all right, bro, you said it once. Like, that's the joke that you just say once. Whether it land or not, it is what it is, but you don't need to repeat it.
I'm not really sure how money is made when it comes to streams and all that nonsense, but what I do know is that this season has garnered a whole bunch of attention, even though people keep saying they tapped out of the series years ago. Seems like it's still going viral. Seems like a whole bunch of people are making a lot.
Stevie said he didn't watch it. The gay thing, the Will coming out thing is the talk of the town, so Stevie jumped on it. That's what happened. He apparently ain't watched the show in about 3 seasons.
A lot of money talking about Stranger Things. Seems like it got a lot of downloads, a lot of views. Netflix made a lot of money. Doesn't seem like it's really dying off or going into the toilet, as you say.
Stranger Things 5 gets review bombed as Will's coming out becomes worst rated episode.
So this dickhead doesn't know what review bombing means. Yo. Does he think that this means the reviews are legitimate? Does he think that that's what that means? Bro. I take it back, Watts. He is stupid. Take it back. He's stupid. I told Watts earlier, I said, bro, I think maybe Stevie's putting on an act to just get engagement because Night Talk is dying. I don't know what his Stevie Night numbers are doing, but his Night Talk views is not good. And I'm like, maybe Stevie's just being dumb to put on an act. But I don't even think you could write that kind of stupidity. It just wouldn't, it don't work as comedy. It doesn't work to think that review bomb means that you got legitimate bad reviews. Fuck.
Hold on, I am
bombed. Review bombed. Fucking idiot. Oh, man.
DB, you are aware of what's actually happening when somebody's getting review bombed, right?
Right.
It's more likely coming out of a place of hate and dishonesty. It's coming out of a place where rage bait actually took over. It's coming from a place where like the people at the critical.
I'm sorry, this is hurting my chest. Yo, being this, oh God. His wife got to be embarrassed, bro. It's just, you just get on the internet, like, bro, you would think after the debate, he would take more time to inform himself more on things. But I also have a problem with the fact that you, like, I believe the nigga in his 40s or close to him, that you don't know what review bombing means as somebody that's been on the internet. You've been on the internet and you claim to have been on the left at a point. You should understand what review bombing means. You should know what that means.
Drinker and people like that who love to make these disparaging reviews even though they don't actually watch any of the content that they love to talk about and criticize so heavily. All their hive-minded fans go out there like one of us and they go out
Corey Val, I think he talks off the cuff.
There and review bomb these movies and these TV shows and they make it go to shit and then they get them canceled because it makes it seem like nobody wants to watch it when there actually is a genuine audience that wants to watch some of these shows. But really,
keep in mind, y'all, I think most people don't review things. Like, most people just don't take the time, whether they like it or hate it. Most people don't review things.
The review bombing comes out of a place of negativity, hate, and nothing good.
Stranger Things has been review bombed after December 25th release of season 5, volume 2. The recent episodes have dragged the season's fan-driven Rotten Tomato score from the 70s down to 56, a stark decline from the show.
And look, you know what? No, I'll take it back. I said, Stevie, you would think he would research more. This is what he thinks research is. But the problem is now he doesn't understand. So when Stevie actually does try to do some research, because he said this is going to kill the show, he said, let me confirm my bias. Since the gay person came out, let me go confirm my bias. Oh, it got review bombed. Oh, I got my proof. Look, y'all. Stranger Things season 5 got episode 2. It got review bombed. So now I can confirm what I thought at the top. So look, y'all. He got review bombs because it was bad. Because I told y'all it was bad because a gay person came out and it dragged the score from the 70s to the 50s. Look at y'all, research. Fuck ABBA.
I could care less those previous seasons. For reference, season 4 sits at 89%, 3 at 86%, 2 at 90%, 1 at 96%, bro. That bitch went all the way down to 56%, bro. So y'all tweaking, dog.
No, it means it got review bombed. Not one scene from one episode can completely alter the trajectory of an entire series unless it completely changes the story. There's no way it can make it drop off 40% points.
This definitely gonna be the last season if it wasn't already, man. But it's like, why I gotta go out like that, fam?
This dumbass. It's been announced that this is the last season. That's not new information.
You feel me? Why I gotta go out like that? Y'all leave this bad taste in everybody's mouth. Like the last thing they gonna remember about Stranger Things is y'all being on some gayer things, and that's just not what you should want.
So he said that shit 3 fucking times. Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But clearly y'all want it, bro. Reason why I was cracking up at the start of the video, man, because I was reading the comments to this post. The right-wing angel posted, bro, and he made a post in regards to the gay.
The right-wing angel. Why is this person credible? I've never heard of them. I'm not saying they aren't credible necessarily, but the name the right-wing angel means you have a strong bias. Like, come on. Right, Wise. Like, that's how you know it got review bombed. Because you don't just take a scene from an episode and be like, oh, this season's trash. Like, come on.
Stranger Things, bro. I'm reading the comments.
The right-wing angel. Who do you think is leaving these comments?
I could care less.
And Stevie loves to say that he is not biased.
I could care less.
Comments are funny as hell. Yeah, episode airs on a family day.
Look, why is his screenshot so pixelated? Like, what the fuck is this, bro? I know this did random. Let me know. I know this thing happened when you reposted this, right? I'm confident that he posted shit looking like this because I think the same shit happened when he showed his Chat GPT searches. It looked all shitty. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Why? Why are you like this? This doesn't have to happen, bro. You've been doing YouTube for like, I don't know how long. Why is all your screenshots and screen recordings look like shit when you post them?
Family gathers to watch it. Will Byers. I like poo-poo on my pee-pee, Kristen.
Poo-poo on...
Never mind. I'll leave. Never mind.
On my PP. Boy, the state of comedy has really hit an all-time low. I got a whole nother video talking about my open mic session from a couple of months ago and how comedy has hit an all-time low and how terrible it is. Well, that is just an example right here of how bad comedy is in. The state of comedy is shit.
Oh, this nigga dying. What the fuck is wrong with him? Why is he dying like this? I was laughing at random, so we're clear. I was laughing at him making fun of the fact that he found that shit so funny. This nigga is jumping in his chair over poo-poo on my pee-pee. First of all, I felt ridiculous saying that. And he over here, poo-poo on my pee-pee. What the fuck? He older than both of us. Keep that in mind. He is older than both of us.
Hold on. Family gathers to watch it. Will Byers. I like poo-poo on my pee-pee.
Wait, he just read it again? He read it again? Random. Wait, did he read it again or did you just play it back, bro? Do he really think that's funny? Mind you, keep in mind, the joke it's not funny as a joke. It's funny because it's homophobic to him. Let's keep that in mind first, y'all. It's not funny. Like, it's not to say that there's no, he read it again. So it's not to say that there aren't jokes that are legitimately funny that could be targeted towards gay people or black people. Like, I'm not against racial jokes. Like, there's jokes that can be racist and funny. There could be homophobic jokes that are actually funny. But that's not a funny homophobic joke. That's literally it's just him laughing at homophobia. Like, it's just gay. It's just because it's gay, he thinks it's funny. He damn near will laugh at any joke if it targets gay people. That's what's happening right now. It's not because it's legitimately funny.
Christmas spirit and family time ruined.
If that ruined your Christmas, you were going to have a shitty Christmas anyway. You were going to have a bad Christmas. You were going to find out that your wife cheated on you that night regardless.
Oh, that's fire, man.
I don't know how old he is, but I believe he's in his 40s.
That's fire, dog, especially when it comes from a woman.
Which is even more embarrassing. I guess you'll be finding out that her man has been slinging meat all over the neighborhood instead.
It didn't add to the story. That's why between that and the 8 business day long conversation between Max and Holly, I'm not sure what the brothers were thinking with this season. And Millie's lip filler cameo was wild. Kid coming out in the 80s, things that never happened.
Defiant.
Sounds like that's why it was a big deal.
Why do they always mess up good shows? Let me go add my rating.
Again, look at he's under the Right Wing Angels page. That's whose page you chose to go under and talk shit. Why don't you go to, like, I don't know if they have on the Stranger Things IG or something. I don't know. Or somebody that's not fucking political that talked about the show. Why don't you read the comments under there? You went to a right wings person comment section to see what they think. Like, that's so nuts to me.
need this as close to zero as possible.
Because this isn't any objective thing. This is a TV show where people gonna have varying opinions for a myriad of reasons. There's nothing objective about this. But you went to a right-wing person and read their comment. This is so weird.
Why? Because of one scene, or because of actual criticisms that are valid throughout the series? If you were talking about something that's been going on throughout the season, I would get it, but I doubt that's what you're talking about. All of this stems from one thing happening that made you uncomfortable.
Everyone is so sick of the woke identity virtue signaling facts. Love the show and plot, but this was not needed in the plot. Yup, turn that off at the very
That's true, Frost.
Moment. One of them is already enough. We don't need a bunch of them in one show meant to be watched by young kids, mine included. Thanks.
Just because this show started out talking about Dungeons and Dragons and a bunch of little kids does not mean this show was meant for kids. Have you not seen how many people have died on this show? Have you?
I was finna say, just because kids are in a show don't mean it's a kid's show. Like, I never watched it, but from the beginning, what I saw, I thought that show was literally gory as hell. I'm like, this ain't let me see the ratings.
Have you not looked at Vecna? Have you not seen the Hive Mind? Have you not looked at the Upside Down? I don't think those are children-related things.
It's not that the character was gay, it's that no one gives a damn. That's why it was a horrible episode. No one cares he's gay. The world is about to end, and the character felt the need to make it all about himself. Like, dude, no one cares. Let's talk about more important shit.
A much more valid criticism, but a 5-minute scene out of a 1-hour.
I see something that says this show ranges from PG-13 level violence to moments of R-rated level violence. So, regardless, it's PG-13. And I from what I've seen, probably some 13-year-olds could watch it. Oh, it's rated TV 14. It's rated TV 14. So if you're talking about like fucking 5-year-olds, the show wasn't for 5 to 8-year-olds. I'm sorry, it wasn't for 5 to 8-year-olds or whatever y'all think it is. It's fucking 14, high school aged.
Episode does not destroy the whole episode.
Before we go take on the big bad guy in the middle of a fight,
right? You think about it. It got kids all through it. That is not a kids movie.
World, I need to tell you I'm gay for 14 minutes.
When you are so blinded by hate, you will just make up damn near anything to support your stupidity. 14 minutes is not how long that scene is. Maybe to them, because it was like 5 minutes long, it felt like an eternity. It was not that long. Now, if they have other criticisms talking about...
Right, Corval, like one of my kids can't handle stuff like that, and one can. So we pick and choose what each kid can watch. One kid can handle more gory adult-themed stuff. One can't, so...
The scene with Nancy and Jonathan and why that seemed to take forever, and that scene like where they're in a room full of semen that's just building up all the way through. It was a very disturbing scene, and I really don't know why that was in there. And once again, you're talking about this being a kids show. Bro, they were literally in a room full of semen, and you're talking about this show is for kids. Sorry, brother, to break it to you.
What did he just say?
Room full of semen. And
what is happening? Why? Wait, is that literal, or is he saying it looked like it? Please tell me that's not literal. Please tell me that's not literal. Y'all, literally, or is just look like it? I'm not pressing unpause until somebody just the room was melting and it looked like it. Okay, thank God. Sailors, maybe? Sailors? Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was not literal.
You're talking about this show is for kids. Sorry, brother, to break it to you, but it's not. Well, so that scene itself was enough. But if you're going to talk about scenes stretching too long, talk about that one. Because that one took way too long. And it was truly confusing as to what happened by the end of that scene. Did they break up? Are they still together? Do they hate one another? What's going on? Couldn't find out they broke up, but it was like, what's really going on in this scene?
I mean, for anyone who watched the show, it was obvious he was gay the whole time. Yeah, but bro was gay in real life, though.
But that's not relevant to the show, though. That's literally not relevant to the show. Like, come on. Why would he say, but he's gay in real life? That don't mean he got to be gay in the show. Hell, even Raven said, she was like, I don't want Raven to be gay because even though Raven Simone is gay, Raven ain't gay. So y'all don't have to do that for me. And then straight people play gay sometimes.
Why are you gay? That's what I saw. Stranger Things, no. Gayer Things, check. Ruin the damn show. Does not represent 80s at all. Should
Wait, what? People weren't gay in the 80s? What's happening?
stayed in the closet.
You see what I'm saying? Look how funny it is. It's so funny to say that gay people should stay in the closet. Like, it's just hilarious to him. Like, why is that funny? I don't get it.
Yup. And then to add insult to injury, I don't know if y'all seen 50 posts, bro, because the Diddy documentary is #1 on Netflix. It's like #1 in the world, dog. And I suspect that, the Stranger Things production team was expecting Stranger Things to be #1.
What the this oh my God. Just I don't even know, y'all. I don't think I can ever I think there may be a point in time where I have to just start ignoring him. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know. The consistency of just the worst takes you could have is just, I'm just baffled. And look, mind y'all, we're going to go back so y'all could understand why I'm struggling to speak. Because he knew what he was saying was so stupid. He knew what he was saying. No, that's a filter, the fire. That's a filter on his head. He knew what he was saying was stupid. And that's why it took him so long to get it out, but he was in too deep. But he also forgets that he can edit his videos and doesn't have to include every word that comes out of his mouth. And he still chose to put it in. Watch this.
The Stranger Things. And is #1 on Net. I don't know if y'all seen 50 posts, bro, because the Diddy documentary is #1 on Netflix. It's like #1 in the world, dog. And I suspect that the Stranger Things production team was expecting Stranger Things to be #1, but a week or two ago, whenever the shit,
how is that a thought that you have? Even let's say they wanted Stranger Things to be #1, it's irrelevant. Even if they did, why on earth are you sitting here trying to make it about because they put out because a character came out as gay? Oh, dream deferred. Like, bro, I don't know if the Diddy doc is still #1, but if it's not #1 for whatever reason, the shit is old now. Stranger Things is new. It's probably still gonna beat it. Maybe all this hype about talk about it, more people probably gonna watch the damn show. All this talk about it. I'm like, let me watch this damn show. Like, I mean, not necessarily because somebody came out as gay, but it's just a lot of talk of people saying how good the show is. And I guess, and it's over now. I also waiting on shows is a little, you get anxious waiting on shows. But since it's over, I'm like, okay, now I can watch it because the show's done.
It came out, 50 made this post, you know what I'm saying? Stranger Things spent $500 million in production just to be bumped to #2 by Stranger Things, meaning the Diddy documentary, Stranger Things, dog. But this can't get right, bro. You know what I'm saying? You fucking around, dog. You go woke, you go broke, dog. And clearly,
that's not true.
Everybody's sick of this gay shit. Yeah.
Like, what do you these people just literally need to just be like, we don't want gay people to be portrayed in any form of media. That's all you're saying. Go woke, go broke. Everybody's sick of this gay shit. What? I mean, there are shows without gay people. They exist.
I mean, sick of the gay shit.
Never mind. I swear, I'm defending gay people so much in these videos that I look like the biggest rainbow warrior of all time.
And to be fair, you know what I'm saying, there are those that are just sick of seeing the emphasis or focus on, woke gay shit and shows.
Where's this emphasis? How is existing an emphasis?
Shows that don't fucking matter.
But to my understanding, that wasn't the very last episode either. So it wasn't this focus or emphasis.
And it's like, you're gonna fuck up the plot to highlight some gay shit, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dog?
What? again, it seems like the real critique is the room full of people during a moment of the world ending or something. Not simply that he came out as gay, but these people would say it regardless. Even if he was just talking to his best friend or friends in a room with just them and the world wasn't on the brink of extinction, they would still say this shit. They would still say it.
You know what I'm saying? It should remind me of when they went outside with Game of Thrones, bro. That was my shit, and they fucked that shit up, man. So I'm glad I wasn't invested in this shit, dog, because it would have definitely had me hot.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Put all my time to watch this goddamn show, and y'all wasting my time talking about some gay shit when, you know.
What? It's a waste of your time of a show that you enjoy because somebody's gay in it? And apparently, obviously was gay from jump? Just ain't officially stated? Like, now, I totally understand if you just flip on somebody and it just turn out to be gay for the sake of whatever. That's a very legitimate criticism. But if somebody existing to be gay makes you feel like you wasted your time on a show you watch, sir, you don't like gay people. Just say that.
Shit finna go crazy, man. But yeah. Another one bites the dust.
He wasted his own time.
And another stupendously dumbass L for Stevie out here on YouTube. I mean, he's starting off 2026 losing. I mean,
Fire, exactly. The nigga say he ain't watched the show for 3 seasons, heard somebody was gay, came up to have an opinion about it. He popped up with an opinion on somebody coming out as gay after not watching the show for whatever reason. And now he's saying, y'all killed the show.
I can't imagine how bad it's going to end by the end of this year if he's going to go ahead and start serving up these terrible takes. I mean, it didn't take long. I guess this one technically started at the end of 2025 where he just could not stop losing. But I know it's going to get off to the same, track when we start off in 2026. And it's going to be another long year of bad takes by Stevie because he hasn't learned anything. I'm done. I keep trying to reference bringing his, bringing this guy back to the village. He's done. He's lost. I can't bring Sasuke back. He's missing. And it's an insult to Sasuke by actually comparing Stevie to Sasuke. But that's kind of the reference I've been making this whole time. Bringing him back to us. Trying to redeem Stevie, he can't be redeemed. I am losing faith, and I've pretty much lost hope, especially after his take about Nicki Minaj, which I'm going to have a video about that too. I'm just like, man, this brother just cannot find his way back. He don't want to. He just really doesn't.
He don't.
At this point in time, he is okay with just being out there. Taking L's, underdeveloped, under-ninja'd out there in the woods. Like he needed more training before he went off on his own. And now he's just out there with no floaty out there in the ocean. And I kind of feel sorry for Stevie because, I mean, he's out here fighting these battles by himself and just looking more and more dumb every time he comes out here and talks about something he knows nothing about.
Oh, yeah. Why is it on here?
I mean, dude, when I don't know something, I mean, I would at least admit it. Or I'm saying I'm not that researched on this topic or something so I don't sound just as stupid as he does. But it's embarrassing, man. I mean, all this stuff, they keep talking about this one scene destroying the entire show of Stranger Things. There's so many things in this season and the previous seasons that was to reasons why it actually wasn't as good, but it had nothing to do with this one 5.5-minute scene about Will coming out. This one scene that was over-exaggerated. Yes, it was. I said it a million times. It was ridiculous. It didn't destroy the show. And indeed, people who actually think it destroyed the show, stop listening to them because they didn't watch it. All these disingenuous ass takes out here on the internet. This is the reason why media is failing. They don't even realize they're the reason why views and shit are down on these platforms. Why people no longer subscribe to these channels. Because people can't trust the information they're getting because they're disingenuous. They realize that the people that are talking to people that are getting the most views are just lying their ass off.
My hair?
Don't know anything. Don't know crap. It's all just BS that they're spewing up out of a narrative-driven, talking point. And it's just really sad. And people are sick of it. Talking about people sick of the gay shit. People are sick of the manufactured narratives. That's what they're really sick and tired of. And it's going to show here this year. I really do believe so. But I am really curious to see
Bro,
what
yes, this is outro music. It's so perfect.
other people thought about this. And I will be talking about the finale in another video. So look forward to it. And yeah.
So am I gonna, if I don't go to the movies and pay, W video. So if I don't go to the movies and pay, yeah, shout out to Random for that video. That was a good video. So, okay, the finale is on Netflix. So what's this whole thing about paying to go see the finale in the theaters? What's that about? I heard that was a thing. So what's that about? Is it gonna be, is it now on Netflix or it will be on Netflix? I heard people have to pay to go to the theater to see the finale. Is that not a thing anymore? Just for people that wanted to make it an event. Okay, so it was in theaters, but it's also on Netflix. These people are supposed to... Okay. Okay. Cool. That's it. I guess that's unique. Can't knock it. I don't know. I would think though they probably in select theaters, right? I couldn't imagine it being in like pretty much all theaters. Shit. That seemed like it'd be expensive. Unless Netflix got it like that. Netflix shit. I don't know what they got. Netflix probably got it like that to afford it. Shit. But yes, bro, that was a good video. I'm gonna watch that show at some point. Me and my wife watching You right now. We got to finish season 5 of You, and then we're gonna Which anybody here watch You? This fine. I have not finished this, so don't nobody spoil shit. Fucking You. I feel like now I'm watching it because I've been committed to it, but I don't like the direction they're in with this final. I guess this is the last season. I think I don't like where it's going right now. I haven't seen the last season. You got stupid. Oh, it got stupid. Yeah, like this last season, bro. I'm watching it. Season 4, I was kind of, no. Well, Rasta. First of all, I wasn't trying to spoil it. I would assume if you didn't want it spoiled, you wouldn't be here. Well, no, technically we don't know the finale. We just know that part. That's not the finale yet. And plus, it don't seem like it's a secret that Will was gay. I don't think that's a secret. I might like the end of You. Bro, right now, so I don't want to spoil it. If anybody, does anybody not want me to talk about You even though I have not finished this final season? I haven't finished it, so. Joe is the killer. Spoiler, Joe is the killer. Okay, I haven't finished it anyway. But my problem with this final season is, why is his wife so perceptive of him acting funny and his ulterior motives and his lying, but she didn't know her fucking sister was not her sister? How do you not know your sister's twin? How can you cannot tell your twin sisters apart, but you know your fucking husband? You know your husband you've been married to for a few, 3-4 years. You know when he lying. You know when he up to something. You know it. Okay, she know his past. She those are sisters. You can't tell your sisters apart. Like, I'm not snapping at you, but I was just upset at like her perceptiveness. First of all, knowing his past don't matter because she wasn't with him during his past. She wasn't with him. These are your fucking sisters. Why don't you know? Why can't you tell them apart? Corey Voss, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Like, why you can't tell your fucking Joe got in her head? No, bro. You don't get fooled by your own twin sisters, bro. You don't get fooled by your twin sisters. I don't care. Like, no. People that aren't even part of a twin set or triplet set can fucking tell twins apart. People that's closely that's close to twins, they can tell twins apart. Like, you can't get over on people that are close to twins, like somebody pretending to be their twin. You can't get over on them. They know. They like, no, your head shape is slightly different, or, you know, you got this beauty mark, or, you know, your nose is a bit high. Whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. And for her to be so perceptive of Joe being up to stuff, but she can't fucking tell her sisters apart is ridiculous to me. That's absolutely ridiculous. The twins was acting so much like that. The other one. No, bro, we talking about when she pretended to be her sister on the phone. When she was literally not like when she thought they was both still alive. Not that. I'm talking about when she was on the phone and she was pretending to be her twin. She should have known right then and there, like, that's not what Maddie or whoever the fuck. She's like, that's not Maddie, that's Reagan. Like, that should have been it. Yeah, when she went live. Exactly. When she went live. Like, you should have been like, this isn't Reagan. Like, she should have known by her mannerisms, by her intonation, maybe, you know, of course to us, we know that this is the same person, but in real life, twins, you know, they look alike, but somebody this close to twins can tell the difference by immediately. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, I'm actually behind on The Boys. Actually, I'm super behind. I still gotta watch season 4. Actually, I gotta go back for season 4 on The Boys. So, but yes, I love that show. So I can't wait to get through it. When I gotta add that. Man, I got so much shit I gotta watch. Man, it's just ridiculous. I'm not, man. Look, I'm not saying that. I don't know nothing about your aunt, but what I'm saying is your sister should be able to tell you and your twin sister apart. This is your fam, like, you know the difference with some. I'm not saying it's not hard, but I don't know. I'm just not buying that. I'm not buying her for being able to see beyond Joe's deceptiveness, but can't see behind her own sisters. I think when you put them next to each other, that's my problem. It's not that your sisters might have gotten over you, but you knew what Joe was up to, and you've known him in a less amount of time than your fucking sisters. You can't meet somebody more recently and then know when they up to no good, but not your own sister. Especially because when you consider her sister's personality, she's fucking evil. Her sister was evil, so why wouldn't she know that she was lying about who she was? Corey 5, all right, I'm going to skip season 4 because there's a gay guy in it. The Fire, I watch YouTube more than anything, which is probably why I can't get through all these shows that I want to watch, because I fucking watch YouTube so much. Oh shit. Yeah, at a distance maybe, but not on a Instagram live pretending to be her. Meanwhile, I could know when my husband is lying to me that I've been married to for 3 years, but I don't know my twin sisters apart that I've known my whole fucking life. Because the twins was there before her, so she didn't get acclimated to them late in life. The twins is older than her. Shit. Hey, fuck you. I love YouTube, man. That's why I'm here with y'all. Shout out to YouTube. But, okay. That was fun. We did it tonight, y'all. Almost 3 hours. Longer than usual. You know. Talk about the slow shit. CV says, "Yeah, we gonna. I'm actually probably gonna go ahead and watch another episode of you right now." But I appreciate y'all, man. Each and every one of y'all. Catch content posted up hopefully every day this week for sure. Shout out to Random University. We got the improv video that everybody was rocking with. We did that on the fly. Shout out to all the chatters. Shout out to all the super chats. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. And if you made it to this point of the stream, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.